Hey, welcome to another episode of Raiders of the Lost Art, where we all get together, shit on each other, and talk about pop culture and just have some fun doing this.
Salty.
But mostly shit on
Salty?
each other.
And we
Salty,
are
what you drinking?
live. Oh, God, it is good to be back here. It's been a long week. How you guys doing?
I'm okay.
We've got the Salty Nerd in joining us for the first time on this stream, for the Raiders stream.
Cheers, everybody.
What are you drinking?
We're going to make you earn that name tonight, mister.
I know.
It's a Japanese whiskey.
Nice.
Suntory whiskey, Toki.
Suntory is fucking good shit.
Now, let's just start off by saying hi to the chat. We've got Christian Shaw 97 in here, Wendy Vega. We've got Sean Crummel, Soul Assassin. Let's see, Theme Park Casual.
We've got Keith
Parrot
deep
Head.
throating the mic.
TD. Let's see, Deanna Vestal. Thank you all for joining us.
Hey,
We
that's
appreciate
my
you guys.
wife.
Oh, and I'll just say, just as a reminder, because the channel's not yet monetized or anything, there's the stream element link at the top. You can send super chat or tips through there, and or don't. You know, it doesn't matter. It's your choice. You get to make that decision.
Yeti only needs the tip.
It's all you can handle.
And of course, that's the one part that can actually do the most damage.
Okay,
Salty,
I think we're
did
getting
you
some
enjoy
breathing
that?
for Keith. I don't know what's
What
going
is
on
Keith
there.
doing? He's like playing
I
with
don't
animal
know.
balloons in the background. Sounds like an
Hold
old
on,
rapper trying to get off of a plastic couch.
I am trying to work out this mic, and obviously it does not seem to be working, so I may have to switch mics.
This
Hold
sounds
on.
worse than your old one.
Yeah, right now it does.
Hold on. Let me work on my mic.
Okay.
Let me work on my mic.
My wife says she's stalking you now,
Ooh.
She
Me?
won't be your
Oh, that's
life.
sexy.
Yeti.
She won't be your wife for long. Not after this awesome stream.
Yeah, once you show her your penis, she'll.
The stream has started.
Yeah,
gotta-
yes, it has.
You have to part that fur, and then flick it a little, and then finally it pokes up.
This broadcast brought to you by Manscaped. Good enough to beat even a Yeti fur.
God, I wish that would be a very, very good
Sponsor?
sponsor. I could use that. So if
Well, there you go.
if they're listening, come on, hook a guy up. Sponsor.
Come on, Manscaped. You know, it's, I mean, you know, the testicles are bad enough, but have you ever tried to see anybody shave his back? Oh, my God.
I've got an adapter now for the lawnmower. It's just like a big stick, and you can.
The Power Mower 3000. It
I
will
do have one of
chainsaw
those.
anything.
I do legit have one of those things, and it's it's awesome. Use it everywhere. Never pinches.
That's important. Important.
Oh,
I don't want anything pinching my balls except my girlfriend.
Hey, Rebecca's here. Hi, Rebecca.
And speaking of my girlfriend,
Hey, Rebecca and Holocron Library Fox and German Nightmare 1976 and Kev Wright and I might have missed Zach 7. I think I missed him before. Thank you all for coming in here. And let's get into this, first story that we have.
Adrian. It's just I don't even care. It's like there were articles about it. I'm like, look, I don't care.
You can't go to a
Cancel
golf course
culture
anymore?
cancel culture can go fuck itself.
mm-hmm.
I don't give a shit what they're wanting to cancel. I don't care if they're conservative, liberal, or what the fuck they are. Stop trying to cancel people.
Yeah, just stop trying to cancel shit. That'd be nice. Except for bad comic books and bad shows. We could please cancel those things.
You can cancel pedophiles, rapists,
Okay.
abusers, but don't cancel normal people. That's just fucking dumb.
So, what's the story here? So, Sly goes to a golf course that's owned by Trump.
He went to Trump's golf course.
Ooh.
Well, okay, so first of all, he lives in the neighborhood. So he bought a house very recently, and that's a very close golf course. It's also a very nice golf course around there. And
Do you know the history behind Mar-a-Lago Golf Course?
not the full history, but
It was originally created by the daughter of the Post Empire. I believe her name was Emily. She's the one who actually consolidated Birdseye and a lot of these other companies under her for Post. Her father was actually the guy who invented grape nuts after he stole it from Kellogg, Dr. Kellogg. But yeah, she actually created the Mar-a-Lago as a mansion originally, and then after she passed on, it evolved into other things. I mean, it was a hotel, obviously, and now it's a golf course. So, wow.
oh, so yeah, it's really got some history there.
Big time. It's a very old place.
Yeah, very old, lots of history, and I know it's basically world renowned.
Mm-hmm.
And like, what Sly's in his 70s now, right? Like, how old? Do you know how old he is?
His 70s is like my 30s. I'd say.
Yeah. I wish I looked that good at 70. Oh, wait, I'm not 70.
Yeah, I only looked halfway that good in the army.
Oh yeah, he looks damn good for that.
So let's read this idiot's blue check mark tweet. It says Krishner. I don't know who this guy is. MSNBC or NBC News
Krishner.
article guy took to Twitter where he wrote, "Today's Hollywood scoring: Will Smith is a hero and Sylvester Stallone a 0." He continued, "Smith and Apple Studios pulled out of a project in Georgia. Stallone supports criminal ex-president by joining criminal ex-president." Wait a second. When did that happen? Are we just making things up now?
Well, I mean, it's the court of public opinion, I guess. So he's guilty there.
If there's any president that's not a criminal, I'd like to see one, because I'm pretty sure they all do some really crazy stuff that nobody else will be able to get allowed to do. So they're all criminals.
Yeah,
and they take income tax, which is criminal. So, there's that. Let's see. Thank you, Will Smith. Shameful Sly. See that? Shame on you, sir. These people are ridiculous, dude. Like, who are you?
And then finishing it off with "let's spread the word."
Oh,
and
yeah,
that's what
worse.
people ran with. They started trying to cancel Sly for wanting to go golf near his new house. Like, come on. The guy's in his 70s. He's getting into retirement. He's not going to do movies much longer. He'll have a couple here and there, but it's like the guy wants to golf. Like, is this where we're getting to?
How much do you think Sly
and as much I don't want to how to phrase this word, but as much sex as they've had with women over the years, Trump and Stallone, I'm betting they're Eskimo brothers at this point. So I'm sure there's dirtier things that we can focus on.
Oh, it's okay if Gary drinks urine as long as it's his urine. It's sterile, and he likes the taste.
Yeah, it is sterile. It's good stuff.
You guys don't know what's in this bottle.
Well, yeah, that way he saves money on Mountain Dew.
What are we? Okay, so the problem, I don't understand what the problem is. He goes golfing someplace that happens to be owned by Trump. So nobody ever is allowed to go anywhere that has any affiliation with Trump. Is that what we're saying?
Yes, that's basically what's coming out.
There's a hotel here in Vegas with his name on the side, and it's a big gold freaking building, and people are in and out of that place every single day.
Doing lots of business.
It's like, what do you?
And let's not forget, Georgia elected Biden.
Yeah, but you know what? That's two separate things. It's really what I hate about this story is you're trying to equate two different things. You're talking Georgia, you're talking Florida. The thing about Sylvester Stallone that a lot of people really have to remember is that Stallone's always been a Republican. Okay?
A Hollywood Republican. A Hollywood Republican.
And between that's the story about Planet Hollywood. That Planet Hollywood was a celebrity restaurant chain started by 3 Republicans.
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger, Stallone, and Willis.
Mm-hmm.
And even though Stallone didn't really come out and support and do all the stuff for Trump that he did for, say, George W. Bush, he's still a Republican. Okay, so this ain't no biggie big. I mean, it's far from it. It is less than a story, and trying to equate that to
It's an anti-story.
Trying to equate that to what Anton Fuqua and Will Smith are doing is about as dumb can be.
Well,
Thank
what
you,
I see
Keith.
it as
Thank you.
okay,
But before we
what I
keep,
see it
I'll let you
is-
pick up right
Hey.
after this T-shirt. I just got a super chat in here, and I want to read it out before it gets too far away. R2 the Icky tipped $5 and said, "Not the biggest fan of Stallone, but if the dude can afford it, then he can live wherever he wants to. 90% of Twitter needs to get a life." Thank you very much for sending that in. You keep the lights going on over here, and just for that, you get the goat.
You know what?
love that.
I would
Okay,
also
right.
think that he got a massive discount because things have not been going very well for Mar-a-Lago, and they've had to do a lot of things to stay afloat. And I'm thinking having Sylvester Stallone become a member has been one of the more positive things to happen in recent months to Mar-a-Lago. And I'm thinking he may have gotten a massive discount just to join. But even so, still not a story. Not even close to being a story.
T-shirt had something he wanted to say.
Yeah. Okay. The way I see it is it's basically not only is this guy putting Stallone down for where he chooses to golf, and of course, the trying to tie in the Trump name, but he also turns around and he virtue signals by talking about Anton Fuqua and Will Smith doing a film called Emancipation and not shooting it in Georgia because of the voter laws. I'm kind of like, wow.
You're,
well,
and that one
they're
kills me
not-
because you've got a lot of people of the same political persuasion that work in the film industry down in Georgia that they're fucking.
Yeah.
Well, there's
So
jobs.
good on them. Good on them for fucking their brothers. All right.
Again, this is really two things that shouldn't even be equated. I mean, again,
It's like-
what
Yeah, they shouldn't. These are two different conversations.
yes,
And
and only because it all has something to do with Hollywood. That's pretty much the only connection.
It's a
Other
Reese's
than-
peanut butter cup if it was made with shit and vinegar.
Yeah. Other than that, what Fuqua and Smith decide to do, that's up to them. What Stallone decides to do is up to him. And again, this dude, I mean, really, we're just giving this dude a lot of free press because who the heck is this guy? Seriously, he's got a blue check mark. I don't know who the heck this dude is. I've never mentioned his name.
It's his official
And-
page.
Let me continue to be impressed. Hold on.
I can't hear you over the sound by how impressed I am.
Yeah.
So I think
So
what
I-
we're dealing with here is just people who don't have any real problems in their lives and gets everything handed to them decide to be angry about something that they have nothing to do with.
Ding,
Oh
ding,
shit,
ding, ding,
Salty
ding.
Nerd is here. I didn't realize he was here. Hey, Nerdy.
How did you miss him? How?
I was talking to him. Shut up.
It's messing with me.
Yeah.
like
I don't talk
I don't
much.
understand. Are we just going to have somebody calling this out any single time there's any association forever in the future? Like, can we not just let
Until-
someone go golfing?
Until
Or
we stop talking about it.
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
honestly,
all,
like,
all it
The
is.
only power. Sorry, man. The only power
No.
that these people have, the cancel culture people, the only power that they have is the power that we give them.
Mhm.
Power that these corporations give them. Now, if this golf course all of a sudden is like, well, sorry, we revoked his member pass, like then that's feeding into it. But if that doesn't happen, what happens? What changes? Nothing.
Yeah. To me, it just sounds like basically the guy is either A, trying to stay relevant, or B, trying to up his follower count or his, or virtue signal in order to, raise his.
I think you nailed it with the first part is just trying to be relevant.
I'm just here for a split second. It's a public service announcement. Can everyone in the chat and on the panel please shit on Yeti for the whole show, nothing but this show, and have fun while doing it. Thank you. Hi, Gary. Hi,
Wait.
Salty Nerd. Hi, Keith. I am out, bitches.
Wow.
That's literally all he wanted to say.
Well, okay then.
I can't.
I love him.
Oh God.
And
Okay,
yes, we will shit all over Yeti during the show. We will.
Well, thankfully, Zach7 sent in a tip for $5 and said, can we cancel Antonio Fuqua for the King Arthur movie? I mean, we really should for that movie.
Wait, which
Again,
King Arthur movie?
The horrible one starring Clive Owen. Oh.
I like that movie.
Again,
Oh.
to me, that's going to a lot of trouble.
I hated the film.
Here's a video for you.
Anyway, how is your sex life?
There you go.
I saw that thing, and unfortunately, being a historian, I watched it, and I was just kind of, smashing my face against the seat in front of me. The person in front of me didn't appreciate that, but that's, I couldn't help it. I mean,
Oh, there was so much wrong.
Oh, yeah. Well, the armor was completely wrong. The swords were completely wrong. Oh, and not to mention, you could actually see the hex nuts holding the sword in place in the tang. I'm kind of like, really, guys?
And
I hate
to
when you
go
see the
back,
hex nuts.
John Borman's Excalibur was so much more acceptable because, it was anachronistic as fucking hell.
Oh, yeah.
But
It was.
But we forgave it because it was so true to the story.
It was so fucking good.
Yeah.
It had so many great actors in it, and they weren't even great
they
actors at the
they
time.
were wearing 15th and 16th century armor.
Yeah,
But I
in the
didn't
Dark
care
Ages.
because it's so fucking good.
Yes, and Nicole Williamson as Merlin ate that fucking show up.
We will
All of
never
them were
have
good.
another Merlin. We'll never have another Merlin like him.
No, never.
That entire film is an exercise in excellence. I think that was the film where I first saw Patrick Stewart for the first time.
Oh wow, really?
And-
Yeah, I think it was for me too.
Yeah, and it is, again, you're right. It had an amazing cast, but it was just so well written, and it was actually, you could tell this was actually someone who loved the book.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who just loved the book. And how many people in here have actually read that book?
Lamort d'Arthur.
Yeah,
I have.
Oh yeah.
Anybody else?
Oh, I can't
if you
say
didn't hear
how.
me, I said I have.
Yeah.
nobody
No, I
cares.
know you did.
I mean, that was
It's a
my
fan-
field of research for years was medieval studies. And I was fascinated by the connection between the real William Marshall and Lancelot.
Oh holy shit, we got a Mad Mardigan in the channel. Hey dude.
Sup, man?
Yeah, can I just say that I am not for Sylvester Stallone being outside for more than like 30 minutes. After all the Botox, the tanning, like his skin.
He
is not
might
gonna be-
explode. I'm serious.
It's not healthy for him. So yeah, I think that he should be golf canceled.
His
Canceled with golf.
his skin is probably like as leathery as a fucking saddle by now.
I mean, I like to get like one good movie from him
Sounds
before
manly.
he
Leather is a
goes.
saddle.
You know what?
He
He's
should be
had a lot to
protected.
deal with because he's the father. He's got daughters, and so his life has been interesting these last few years.
Yeah.
I think the guy just needs to retire in peace and be left alone.
Right?
He tried.
And,
He tried that, but then his
Yeah, but-
his niece or whatever went down to Mexico, got herself like kidnapped, and he had to go
Oh
down
my
there and save her.
man.
And then he's just hanging out in his barn when all these cartel members show up.
And
Isn't
digging
that
those
What about-
those Vietnam
Did not
And
go
what
away.
about his housefrau? It was her. Wasn't she related to the girl that was kidnapped?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it was just
No, I
terrible.
don't think she was necessarily related. It didn't really explain who she was. I thought she was like, never mind.
Hey, I will never shit on the Rambo movies. I love
Fuck
those
no,
things.
that one was good. Well,
Hell yeah.
I mean,
and that was
some were
gory
good.
as fuck. I loved it.
yeah, it was a good one, man. I still think, Rocky Jesus. First Blood, still the best. Like,
Yeah.
I rewatched all of them for this review thing that I was a part of, and like the first one held up so much. The
Mhm.
second one was garbage. It was so
over
bad.
the top. but it
It's
was
just
good fun.
it's just pure popcorn fun. It's not a very
No, the
good
third one
story.
was. The
Uh,
third one was so much fun.
Oh,
The
yeah.
third one was great.
The one that I liked was the fourth film which was just simply called Rambo, as I recall.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Well,
And when it shows a 50 hit somebody,
it shows
I was
what
like,
a 50 does.
I was with an Army buddy, and we both went, "Thank you, thank you for finally showing what it looks like when a 50 caliber hits somebody." Because there is so much gas collected in front of that round. By the time it hits them, it is just a mist.
It vaporizes people.
Yeah, just a mist.
The velocity of the round itself, I've seen like tear off like skin. Because it was whizzing by someone, you know.
Yeah, not even hitting them.
No.
I think one of my favorite 50 cal strikes in a movie before that was Bruce Willis in The Jackal.
When
he
Jack
kills Jack Black.
Yeah.
He says, "Put your arm out there a little further."
Miami Vice had good use of it as well. You know what didn't have good use? Walking Dead. I swear to Christ, this is when I stopped watching the show. Shooting it from a truck, chasing another truck or whatever, right? And is pinging off the back of this Jeep or whatever, like it's a pellet gun.
There's just not enough mass behind that 50 caliber round to go through that thin truck.
Well, don't you know they up armor the trucks now, right?
Oh, the civilian Jeeps.
Yeah, the civilian Jeeps, man. You know they're made like Jeeps. You know, like nothing can defeat them. No.
I thought that was Chevrolet that was built like a rock.
Oh, there you go.
Like a rock.
Seriously though, one of the things that happened on that film, when they bolted that 50 to that the back of that Jeep, the rounds on that thing were coming out so hard that it was ripping the fucking bolts and the plate off of the fucking bottom of the Jeep, so that literally the gun was tilted. So they had to go and rebolt the whole damn thing and rebuild it into the Jeep.
Yeah,
it couldn't take. I mean, and it was firing blanks. I mean, shit.
Well, okay. Off Nix has a question for the panel. What's worse, Yeti's sex life or Rambo, the remake, reboot, the last movie? We need to know.
Oh, I mean, hands down, it's gonna be Yeti's sex life. I don't give a shit. Look, you could tell me he's at Playboy Mansion every weekend because slaying, and it's still gonna be worse than that. That movie was good.
Imagine monkeys that are drugged with some sort of methadone trying to fuck. That's Yeti.
Yeti is much like his mythical counterpart. His sex life is not seen.
Can you imagine his fur getting so crusty, like from his, just like the act itself?
There's a sex scene
Actually,
in a movie called Wolf Cop. Another Wolf Cop. Yeah, there's a movie called Another Wolf Cop, and there's a sex scene in that where it's just like a werewolf boning a dude, and it's reminding me of this conversation. Honestly, I think Yeti, it might be an accurate depiction of what we might see if we were to ever watch Yeti bone another dude.
Or any dude, like
gonna grill that guy right in the keister.
If you think about the crusty fur is bad, though, imagine the smell under the foreskin. Ooh.
Oh,
come on! Why do you go there? Why?
There's a word for that. It's called smegma.
I always assumed this. He was a Jewish Yeti. Like that's weird. I figured.
Oh, I'm gonna have so much fun murdering you all. The chat is wonderful, but the panel, I'm coming for you.
He's coming on.
I think that's the problem.
Yeah, that's why your fur is so crusty, Yeti. We're trying to tell you.
His idea of a condom is just simply. His idea of a condom is just tying off his foreskin.
Come on, I don't know,
Hey,
Wendy. I don't know.
What's the next?
Hey, Wendy, this is just for you. Cavill.
Oh, Henry Cavill.
Apparently, yeah, he's off the market.
Oh, he is. Yeah, I'm sorry to say, Wendy.
What a shocker! He found someone that likes him.
Are you trying to lose your viewers, Yeti? Don't tell him that. Don't tell him
he's
that.
Still single.
Don't
he's still
confirm
single.
Hey, he's had a lot of girlfriends.
Yeah.
This current one's not going to last. He'll be back on the market in about 6 weeks, if not sooner.
What a shocker! Somebody was like, "Hey, this Henry guy seems okay. I may date him." Like, whoa! Like, how are people surprised?
Have you been in anything I've seen?
Right. what's great is he's just a giant nerd. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think that's what makes him even more likable.
yeah.
Well, he's a walking
Well, it's
advertisement for nerds worldwide.
Right.
Yes.
Well, it's not his Superman portrayal. I'll tell you that. That's I mean,
Ooh.
Oh, shots fired.
I don't know, bro.
I don't put that on
Awesome.
him.
He's pretty awesome to Superman.
No, he's
Okay, so
actually
you're
really
talking
good
the
at
movie.
Superman. It's just they haven't written a good Superman for him.
That's
Well, they only
yeah.
gave
I give it
him
to you,
an
Warner
origin
Brothers.
story.
Yeah, okay. I think we can agree there. Like the way that they portrayed him isn't the
Yeah.
best, but he would be fantastic in a good script for it to really show Superman.
Look, I'll say
Yeah.
this, man. Before I saw The Witcher, dude, I was so pissed when I found out he was going to be The Witcher. You know, I was like,
Yeah.
hashtag not my Witcher, or not
Yeah.
my. I'm sorry, hashtag not my Geralt.
Geralt.
Yeah.
And but then, dude, as soon as he goes, Roach, I'm like, that's my
Yeah,
Geralt.
That's my
Yeah,
Geralt.
instantly. Oh, he won me over so
Immediately.
fast.
Immediate.
I was like, okay, I was wrong. Yeah, this dude gets it. He knows.
Wait a
knows The
minute,
Witcher.
Yeti. You told me that he won you over with his dreamy eyes.
Well, I told you that in confidence. Okay.
You didn't say that.
It would have been nice though if we had more episodes of The Witcher,
Witcher?
in the series The Witcher.
Yeah.
Like
I really don't know
Well-
what's going to end up happening with season 2.
I'm surprised. I wouldn't be
Well-
surprised if they killed him off.
It wouldn't. Because
No.
they. It's almost like they
can't.
resent having him in it.
Oh,
It's like
100% they do.
we want our tokenism, and we're only putting him in there to get fans to watch.
Cavill.
Well, okay, it worked.
Okay, this is just for you,
Cavill's
Wendy. Cavill.
He's so assassin.
Cavill.
It did, man. It brought me straight to the yard. It brought me to the yard, man.
Season 2 of The Witcher is pretty much just going to be more shirtless scenes and more scenes of him taking a bath. I think that
okay
did
with
more
that.
for a lot of women. That whole meme there, some woman's not, you got this lady that's not into computer games. She turns on The Witcher, and next thing you know, she's talking about she thinks she's pregnant. That's what Cavill does for that. I mean,
Jeez.
he's just got this thing, and women seem to really buy in no matter what. Look, you want to send a woman, you want to see women go wild? Name Henry Cavill as Wolverine and watch the internet
Holy shit.
melt.
Mikey
That's
Sutton
all.
should just. That should have been his April Fool's joke. Henry Cavill up for Wolverine. That should have been his April Fool's
Absolutely.
gag.
No, listen,
would've
we
been
already
good.
missed out. We already missed out because he's probably too old to play Wolverine now. But Danny DeVito, I think.
Oh.
I mean, no, just hear me out. Like, get him in a workout routine, get him, some of that HGH, and get him buffed up like back in the day. You know what I mean? And I think he would have been the perfect Wolverine, like height wise and.
You're not selling it, dude.
Acting.
Nobody's buying.
By the way,
No.
Witcher 2, if Witcher 2 has another song like Toss a Coin to Your Witcher, like that gets stuck in my head for 2 years, I'm going to be fucking pissed. That song,
It was the best
You
part.
guys hear
It was amazing.
great song, but it was stuck with me forever.
Did you guys hear
Dandelion
the
was like
metal
one of the best parts of the show. Come on now.
the hard metal, the hard rock and metal version?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I
dude,
saw that.
So
Yeah.
freaking good.
I saw a
So good.
cyberpunk version of it that was pretty good.
Nice.
Apparently they actually recorded several different versions that they haven't released. Like there's a rap version of Toss a Coin that the actual people on the show did.
That's gonna be stuck in my head all night now.
Who was that? Yeti?
No, that wasn't me.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
what just happened.
I thought you were like trying to like pick out crust from your fur or something.
Oh my god.
All
No,
right,
no.
What's the next story?
It-
What do we got?
Oh.
So are we, we're,
As
we're
in,
all in
he's still his mind is stuck on crust.
I know. We're all in agreement though that Sly being canceled for going golfing is retarded, right?
Just
Oh,
dumb.
yeah,
Mm.
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's completely.
Nope, not if it's done for his health.
completely.
All right. What's going on? What's next?
Okay, so the next story we have is the rumor that Christian Bale is in talks to return as Batman for the Flash.
Mm.
Okay.
Why do I use this voice when no one's around?
So I was I was reading up on this.
Christian Bale, and I endorse this.
No, that sounds
And
more
you,
like Ben Affleck.
you
Yeah, that was definitely
and you
more.
can trust
It's
Mikey,
Ben Affleck, yeah.
except on April 1st. Mikey's, got a lot of contacts over there.
Hold on.
So I'm not surprised.
I haven't heard this. Hold on. So
So-
Kristen Bell is coming in to replace Ben Affleck?
No,
No.
No,
No.
okay.
So in this,
they're
new
doing the
Flash movie,
multiverse.
who wants to do it? Yeti,
Go
if
ahead,
you're-
Salty.
if you're-
Go ahead.
no, Or you want me to? Okay, so
Yeah.
in this new Flash movie that DC is making, they were originally going to have Michael Keaton return as a cameo / side character for. I'm assuming they're going to do some kind of Flashpoint thing where he's traveling through different universes or different times, and he's going to meet all these different versions of Batman. And they were going to bring Michael Keaton back as one of those Batman. And from what I read and what I understand, Michael Keaton was basically like, you know what? I don't have time for this. And the script probably sucks because I haven't even read it yet. And you know what? The DC universe is kind of in shambles right now, and I don't want anything to do with it. So he just hasn't. He's been like brick walling them on this whole idea of him coming back. So now WB's like, well, what if we get Christian Bale to come back? So that's what's
And Christian
happening.
Bale had already even said 4 or 5 years ago 6 years ago, he said that he still had, like Stallone said in Rocky or Balboa, he said, I still got some stuff in the basement, and that's what Christian Bale said. He said, I still got another Batman movie in me.
Hold on,
really,
but
He's still got some more lighting guys to rip into on the set.
well, they should know where.
You fucking asshole!
You're
Look, like-
fucking unprofessional.
Did they even try to ask Val Kilmer or George Clooney?
Well,
Wait a minute,
Bale.
Val Kilmer? Are you
Val
kidding?
Kilmer is too sick to do it. He wouldn't.
Yeah,
I don't think
His throat
sick
cancer has
I don't think
destroyed his career. He will never be able to do another.
Man, he was so
decent
good at
film
Kiss
again.
Kiss Bang Bang. But
Yeah, he was.
Kiss, baby. Fuck that
well-
Tombstone, baby. Tombstone.
oh yeah, for
Who
sure.
taught you math?
That one's hard to remember because he is just Doc Holliday in that. Like,
Yeah, he is.
but
Did you say talking ficus?
He was
No, I
really
did
good in Heat too with Robert De Niro.
Yeah, he
and
was.
Al
Yeah.
Pacino, really
well,
good.
I mean, George Clooney, I think, was the best Bruce Wayne, in my opinion. So, like,
I'm
Clooney
gonna
won't
leave
do it
this
again.
for the stream.
No.
Look. I
You
agree
just
with
want
you.
to twist
Clooney
those
was
bat nipples.
Clooney was very, very good as Bruce Wayne,
yep.
but he won't do it again.
He's a
Because
laughing stock.
Why? What happened last
Keaton does
time?
not need to go back to WB. He is the.
he was
Damn it.
he was one of the most honest people to ever take a role like that. Because I mean,
Yeah,
even
because he
up
took the
to-
blame. He took the blame for it.
Yeah, he
Yep.
took the blame for what the directors, producers, and everyone else had done for
Yeah.
Batman and Robin,
He even
and he was
apologized
even
for it.
joking about
Yeah.
it before the movie came out.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So he was honest enough to like say, "Hey, man, that's on me." So even though it really wasn't all his fault, he took it like a man, and I have to give him credit for that. But I wouldn't expect him to actually get into this unless they
Oh,
both
no.
backed up a massive truck of money.
Nah, he's
my
too
thing is-
busy. He's too busy corresponding with the prosecution there in the Coven case. Anyways, go on.
No, that too. But I think it comes down to I think Toby is really wanting to make this work, and I don't think anything he's tried to talk about with Michael Keaton has worked up to this point. And if they're talking about Christian Bale, knowing how he feels, that should tell you that Toby, Annie, and Walter are on the ropes when it comes to this movie.
Well, look,
They are trying.
nobody takes DC seriously anymore because they can't get a single vision through. It's
Yeah.
either do the standalones like Matt Reeves' Batman and the Joker that came out with Joaquin Phoenix, like make standalone movies that have no connection, or go full bore into this universe, and they can't make a decision. And
But
if you
the
wanna-
other thing about that is that filmmakers are not allowed to actually have a real vision. You either play ball with the way that Warner Brothers does things, or they will figure out a way to make your life a living hell, as seen by everything that has now come out about Zack Snyder since the first film he did for them.
Well, DC
And-
can't even
and-
get Bane right. I mean, it's like I was asking Graham Nolan. It's like, how in the fuck can you get wrong a big giant Hispanic guy in a fucking luchador mask. And they
Wait,
can't
easy.
get that right.
If
Easy.
they want to
That's easy.
save this universe, all Warner Bros. Has to do is bring back Keaton for an old Batman movie and have Mark Hamill as the Joker. Just a standalone one outside of this universe. Just have the older Keaton and him and Mark Hamill as the Joker. Just sick and tired of fighting each other.
I think we're shortchanging Bane from Batman and Robin. I don't know if you've seen this movie, but like he looks
the part, but he's not right.
I think that's what they are scared of, though. They're afraid of people seeing flashbacks of that version of Bane on the big screen again, with like the luchador mask and everything.
that was
a
really
horrible,
bad.
horrible Bane.
And his seagrass like shakes that he drank every morning because all that green stuff he would pump. That stuff works.
Yes.
Ultimately, as we've said before, it really does come down to having someone who has a vision and surrounding that person with a team. Because Walter Hamada is not a fan. He's an executive that is in that position. And the way that Warner Brothers acts, everybody from Annie on down, they see this as being something that's more within the purview of executives trying to be creative, even though they do not read or understand the material that they own. They somehow think they're going to magically be able to come upon this. And look at it this way. Walter Hamada's future, his job depends on how good the Batman is. And from everything I'm hearing, the movie's not that good.
Mm-mm.
I mean,
I'm really curious to see it.
I want to point out that R2 the Icky says, I thought that Dwayne Johnson was going to save the DCEU laughy face.
No.
I'm not sure exactly if you're laughing because you think Dwayne Johnson can't do it. He has just as much chance with AT&T as JJ has.
Well, I think he's referring specifically to the whole idea that Dwayne Johnson, like The Rock, can override what everyone's saying about the Zack Snyder universe, that he himself can save the Zack.
Well, this is another
It's called optimism bias.
rumor that Henry Cavill is going to have a cameo in Black Adam as Superman. So there is some truth to Dwayne Johnson coming in.
Step in, Keith.
Here's the thing. The point of contention between Henry Cavill and Warner Brothers and Toby really is the fact that what he has left on his contract to them are cameos. And what Henry Cavill started telling them later on is like, look, how about we just take all of these cameos that you wanted me to do and just parlay that into a movie? And Warner Brothers wouldn't do it. They are willing to allow him to make cameos in movies. They just don't want to give him a movie, and they don't want to pay him more. They want to get away with paying him very little so they can move him and his contract out.
Yeah, I know that, but we know what WB is doing. But this has got more to do with AT&T because I think
AT&T is the management corporate head of all of it, but more so, they are the ones in charge of HBO Max, not Warner Brothers.
Yeah. And so if there's to be a future for anything related to the DCEU and or the Snyderverse, it pretty much is going to lie in that direction with HBO Max. Now, as far as films and everything else are concerned, Dwayne Johnson's deal is with Warner Brothers and not with HBO Max. And JJ's deal is with Warner Brothers, definitely not with HBO Max. So whatever Dwayne Johnson wants to do, you're still going to have to somehow, Warner Brothers is going to be involved with it if you're talking Dwayne Johnson. And that's really what that part comes down to, because his contract is with Warner Brothers. And so he's making all of these deals and trying to get stuff done related to both Shazam, which is a film series that Warner Brothers wants, and his Black Adam, which is another part of that film series that they want. They're willing to allow him to do whatever he wants. But when it comes to Cavill, they put their foot down. Like Henry Cavill must have slept with their girlfriends or something. You know, I mean, that's how much they really hate this guy, seemingly. You know, because that's the only
really
other way
weird.
I can explain it.
I could see, like, I know he's done a bunch of animated shows, and he is, in my mind, he is the voice of the Joker. Like, as much as I love Heath Ledger and, you know, Jack Nicholson and all these guys, like, Mark Hamill is the voice of the Joker, but I don't know if that would translate to live action very well.
Oh, they've got to play an old version where they're just so tired of fighting back and forth that, you know, it's finally going to the last game they play together.
But that
doesn't their final fight.
That doesn't necessarily make
checkers.
What they would have to do, if they really wanted to do this right, if I was running DC, if I wanted to start over, I would honestly start with Michael Keaton coming back as an old man Batman and introduce Batman Beyond, Terry McGinnis.
Yeah.
Well, that was the original plan.
Then have Mark Hamill come in as like the big bad for that trilogy or whatever you want to call it. And
that's what I'm saying.
there.
Yeah.
But does that mess with the fact that Jack Nicholson played Joker in the Michael Keaton movie? Like, isn't that a little confusing? Unless you
Nicholson,
unless you're gonna do a Howard the Duck and like have Mark Hamill like whoa and get like transported.
Yeah, I mean, unless they could do Kevin Conroy in as a Bruce Wayne. They could do that.
Everybody knows the Howard the Duck at Marvel right now is not the real Howard. Okay, Steve Gerber fixed it before he died.
It would be the greatest thing to see Mark Hamill as the Joker. I'm telling you, I would die for that movie. I want to see that so bad with Keaton.
Looks like we're back again.
I think that would work for so many people. But after what Greg Berlanti did with Kevin Conroy, nah, I don't think so. You know, I think he's kind of ruined Kevin Conroy for Batman, at least for me, because that did not work. Anybody else check out Kevin Conroy as Bruce Wayne at Batman?
It was very disappointing. Yeah.
It was beyond disappointing.
I don't know.
It should have been epic.
I don't know why we're selling Jared Leto's Joker short. Like,
get
they
out
got
of
rid of the tattoos. What more do you want? Jeez.
He laughs like a freaking seagull.
He became a beet farmer, okay? He got high in his own supply.
Reach around.
I think ultimately I think we could all agree that what you need is someone to make an offer to anybody that is willing to leave Marvel Entertainment and help them put together their universe, because that's the only way we're going to get past a lot of this stuff. Is find someone that is both knowledgeable about the comics but also has the ability to be able to make movies. That's really the unicorn that we're looking for.
I agree with you, but
look, it's Fats.
I don't want
my arch enemy.
I don't want another MCU.
No. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
You need someone who the studio, first of all, can get behind as far as their ability to be able to make movies, but also weighed or balanced with someone who actually understands comic books first and foremost.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even if all they know is Marvel comics, you are.
I don't know, man, because comics are complicated. They're really hard to understand.
Also, I just want to say, make sure that you smash that like button because it really helps the algorithm.
And other technical jargon.
For every like button, I'll take a swig.
Oh, okay. You heard that. You heard that right here. Let's get him hammered.
Wait, hold on. I wasn't paying attention to him. What did he say?
He's going to take a swig for every like that we get.
Let me see. How many likes we got right now? We've got.
Okay, it went up by 1.
22. Oh, 1? Okay.
Wait. I thought you were leaving in like
23.
Oh, shit,
minutes.
Becca.
Okay, we're at 23 right now. We got 2 downvotes, so I'm supposed to throw up twice, right?
Ooh, the mug.
Ultimately, I don't expect Warner Brothers to work this out in the next 3 years. I think things are going to get worse before it gets better. So we can go ahead and,
That's 24.
Oh, my God.
25. Oh, shit.
25.
Okay. All right, keep talking.
Oh, well.
Oh, sorry,
Ultimately,
I was busy switching accounts to like it more.
Salty Nerd's going to die of alcohol poisoning on this stream if we keep it up.
You guys do not know how much I drink on my own podcast.
I mean, that is true. That is very, very true.
Well, I'm actually looking for a sponsor of whiskey to sponsor the podcast so we don't have to buy alcohol anymore. Oh, 26.
Maker's Mark, the official
26.
drink of Salty Nerd.
All right, I think I'm out of
Marcos. Look, I think that's definitely a question, though, as far as who should be running DC that would be good for someone like a Robert Meyer Burnett. Because, in fact, I wouldn't mind if it were just Robert Meyer Burnett running things. But ultimately, it's going to be a few years. And it's not going to be that easy for Marvel either. I mean, they have their own things that they're going to have to struggle with. Because I think ultimately they're going to make their way around to seeing the logic of what DC's doing with their stuff. But it's not director or creative friendly there. They only like to give you freedom if you're willing to dance to the tune that they set up for you, even if it goes against whatever you've learned in the comics.
Yeah. I think, honestly, like, if they wanted to do things, and I think they should go the route of being the opposite of Marvel. I think they should go the route of being standalone, let the director have his vision and play in the sandbox and do whatever he wants and not have to worry about what comes down the road 27 movies from now.
Well, that's the plan that Walter Hamada has, except the fact that you can do that, but you're also going to have to get past a lot of these filmmakers that are not comic book fans. And given how much money's been wasted, look, fans want to see the comics on screen. They don't necessarily, DC fans don't necessarily have to have everything Marvelized. What they want is they want to see a translation of their comics that skews closer to what they've read.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can do that. There is enough room within that. And what you need is someone in charge to help make sure that any filmmaker that comes along going, I think we should make a movie where we can have, say, Darkseid and have him be Bruce Wayne's real dad. And then make him because it's coming.
Obviously, there's supposed to be some guidelines that they would have to go by so that they wouldn't stray too far from the comics. But I think there can be a lot accomplished by making standalone, like, artistic style. You don't even have to spend a bunch of money on it. What with Joker was like $50 million, and it brought in $1 billion in the box office.
Well, the same thing that Fox learned. I mean, the first Deadpool was made for $65 million.
Yeah,
well under what all the other X-Men films were made for.
Yeah,
and they never learned that lesson. Considering look at where they're at now.
Yeah,
you're at 27 now. So
I drank for the 27th.
Oh, okay.
I swear to God, I did.
You got to understand.
I'll take another one. Fuck it.
Outside of Disney and Marvel,
I'm almost out.
No other studio cares. No other studio cares.
Yeah.
Universal doesn't pay attention to the fans. Paramount doesn't pay attention to the fans. Sony definitely doesn't pay attention to the fans. And hey, how about that deal with Netflix, everybody? Did you hear? It's looking like they're also going to do it in a way. It looks like they've done it in a way to where they're going to have access to even all of the Marvel films that Sony makes.
I did not cheat, Mr. Offnix. I did not cheat. I'm almost out. I'm trying to conserve it. I don't have much left.
So, it is something that when you really think about it, it becomes more and more apparent each passing day how much of a unicorn that Kevin Feige and his team are. And it makes it that much sadder for all other attempts to do any type of comic book at any other studio. So I at this point, it really does. I think it will depend on being able to get someone that probably has worked for Kevin Feige to come over and just promise them, hey, if you leave them alone for like 3 years, if you make sure to get Warner Brothers off their back for 3 years and just allow them to create, I think you can get something going, whether it's all connected or not. Both ways are never going to work with the current regime at Warner Brothers and the way they're running things.
Yeah. It's sad. It really is sad because we all want, like, we're all willing to support. We're all willing to go to the theaters.
We want to give you money.
Yeah, we want to give you our money, but if you keep screwing up, we're not going to do it.
Nope.
It's ridiculous.
How about this? Star Wars. If they seriously, if they went back and fixed Star Wars and actually started making some real movies that we got behind, people would be willing to give them money. The same thing for Paramount and Star Trek.
Yeah.
You make a real Star Trek film, fans will show up.
Yeah.
Oh, they will, but there's no way that's ever going to happen because they would admit they failed in the first place.
Well, not only that,
there you go.
Yeti is correct. Is he this way? He's this way. Yeti is correct, but not only that, but they fundamentally don't understand what Star Trek stands for. And that really frustrates me. Like the other day, we had that tweet from the official Star Trek, like official blue check mark. This is an official Paramount Star Trek account, was tweeting stuff about how Star Trek represents communism.
Yeah, that's what I always thought.
I shut my phone off. I was like, I can't fucking do this right now.
Socialism, perhaps, but not communism.
In the end, how is that different from how Warner Brothers has been running the DC franchises?
Keith,
it's not.
Keith,
it is.
Oh shit, guys, I'm like 2 swigs behind. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Keith, I think I have a quote that kind of fits all this, and it kind of fits the whole situation. I mean, now you have to imagine this is like Walter Hamada saying this, but this is from Detective Comics number 475. I did it. I finally killed Batman in front of a bunch of vulnerable disabled kids. Now get me Santa Claus.
Oh, I don't know what just happened.
Well, my response is this would be my response if I were Zach. And this is a quote. If you think that by threatening me, you can get me to do what you want, well, that's where you're right. But I'm only asking that because I care, and there are a lot of decaffeinated brands on the market that are just as tasty as the real thing.
Mm-hmm.
What was that ad for?
That's from Real Genius, Chris Knight.
Bravo.
One of my favorite quotes that's very fitting to Zach right now.
This Hollywood really doesn't give two F's about comic book fans at all.
No,
I don't think they care about fans.
All they see is a dollar sign.
It's got nothing to do with whether you're like comic books. They don't like fans. They just don't care.
Yeah.
I had to switch. I ran out of whiskey. I had to switch to gin. So
I'm still drinking non-alcoholic beer.
Oh, good for you, buddy. Good for you.
Beer without the enjoyment.
Here we go.
It's tasty.
If you take life too seriously, you'll never get out alive, Van Wilder.
I hate you all.
Good one, man. Good one.
By the way, I was only pretending to read it off my phone because I have it memorized, but
But you know, I think some of them were trying to save your soul because as soon as that got mentioned, we just got hit with dislikes. So somebody's trying to save you, Salty.
This program contains a grown man drinking on the air.
4 likes for not even my own channel. I'm an idiot, everybody. Oh boy.
No, you're just drunk.
Yeah, what's weird is you came to that decision like way early in your, hey, I'm going to do a swig for every like. Like, we were only at 10.
Yeah, I'm going to swig my non-alcoholic too.
What happened to your urine?
I finished it already.
Oh, okay.
I'm supposed to go on a date with my wife tonight. I'm going to be like, I'm sorry, babe, it's just not going to happen.
You're going to be an easy
31.
You're going to be an easy lay. I get it.
Well, I mean, that's her fault for thinking that she could, like, y'all are going to go on a date. You're married.
Speaking of, it's 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock. I told her I had till 5 o'clock to.
I have this many.
Oh, 31. Okay. Congratulations, everybody.
Okay. Yeah. What do you got going on this week? And plug your channel.
Okay. All right, guys. So if you want to hang out and talk to a bunch of nerds online about movies that you hate or movies that you love, saltynerdvideo.com. We do daily uploads. We have a ton of content going out. We have trailer reactions. We have blooper reels. We did a thing on Pon Far and how sexual it is. Check that video out. It's awesome. We also do our full podcast, the S&P Weekly. Every week we drop an hour and a half podcast about movies that we love. This week we are doing the Vin Diesel trilogy, Riddick. So those three movies, what is it? Pitch Black, Chronicles of Riddick, and Riddick. So we're talking about those three movies. Then we're doing a focus review on that new freaking terrible Tom Holland and Daisy Ridley movie. I can't remember. Something Chaos, Chasing Chaos or something. I can't remember the name of it.
Chaos coming.
Walking.
We're doing we're doing a review on that as well this week. But saltynerdvideo.com, subscribe to our channel. We've got like 600 or 580 subs, so we're trying to get to that magical 1,000. We haven't broken any national news like Yeti, so we haven't taken any steroids to boost our subscriber rate. So if you guys like,
well, when you put on a good show, I'll subscribe.
Oh. Ouch!
Just to let you know,
I've been subbed to you for a while. Shut up.
I haven't.
God,
just to let you know, you're
out of my heart.
You're gonna see 2 new subscriptions. One was an accident. I'm gonna have to unsubscribe with that one, but the other one's for real though.
It's his porn page.
No, but for real, like on a level, we actually try to avoid a lot of the political and outrage stuff. Our job our job is to provide an escape for a lot of people. So if you want to get away from the nonsense that you see on Twitter, come hang out in our channel. It's just a bunch of nerds talking about movies that we love, getting drunk and goofing around. And that's our goal. That's what we want to provide for you guys. So subscribe, saltynerdvideo.com. Thank you guys all so very much. I have to get out of
Salty.
here. Coming. Yes, sir.
You guys need to get Keith and me on there for fun.
Okay, so here's the thing. We typically don't do guests via email or via Skype or whatever. You have to be in Vegas. So come to Vegas. Come get coffee with us.
Shit.
Okay, go ahead, kick him from the room. I've lost interest in it.
They do have a great format though, because they do it all live together.
It's all live.
Vegas.
Yeah, Las Vegas. Yep.
I love Vegas.
Come on.
Keith will go there.
Come on down to Vegas. Have coffee.
I hate
with
people,
us,
so I won't go.
and come hang out on our channel.
Yeah, I'm friends with the husband of the DA down there. So if you ever get in trouble, misdemeanor, I could probably help you out. Not a felony.
That's actually
no felonies.
No felonies. I got arrested 2 years ago, so that's very good information to have.
Yeah,
I will come in contact with you.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
All right, how many likes? Hold on, before I leave, how many likes we got?
32.
32. Here we go. Cheers, everybody. Thank you so much for coming to the Yeti Cast YouTube channel, chatting about all kinds of nerdy stuff.
Thank you for coming here.
It was nice meeting you.
Good cover for not remembering the name of the show.
It was nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you, Salty.
33.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
It's only right there in the right corner.
Good luck tonight, Salty.
Yeah,
hey, see you later, Salty. Take it easy.
See you later.
I'm slurring my words now. I can't even speak properly.
Yeah.
Gary's
right.
What the fuck's
Gary's
the matter
right.
with you?
You're so
your wife.
All right,
your wife's set up good now.
This is a sexual invitation now.
Yeah.
What? No, it's not.
Yes,
This is
Pon Farmy, baby.
It is 1705.
This is Vulcan
Salty.
scissoring.
It is 1705, Salty. You're still here.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to get out of here. All right, guys. See you later.
Later, bud.
See you later. Okay. And
oh, God bless that man. He's so sweet. He's putting his liver on the line for your entertainment.
Yenny, why are you here twice? What is happening with you?
That's not me. That's
oh my God, it's
Steven.
Yeasty Cast.
I'm Yeasty Cast.
I talk like a Muppet.
I eat Muppets.
Okay, well, that explains a lot about what's happening in the private chat, because that was confusing as shit.
Yeah, I know.
I ignore that private chat. You should ignore it too.
Yeah, Yeti, I thought it was you going like, "Where am I?" I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about, dude?"
What's up, Kaylee?
But yeah, make sure you go subscribe to the Salty Nerd Podcast because they are great guys. And I'm telling you, one day they're going to be like the Joe Rogan of movie podcasts. Like they do a great job together.
I've heard you say that about so many different people.
Oh, cool. You know,
There's just there's a certain point where it just becomes kind of disingenuous.
Right?
oh, you guys are just hurt because I haven't said it about you.
It's okay. I'll say it about you. I don't sell out to just one person. I'm Yeasty Cast.
See, yours is almost like Fozzie. I like that one. Yeasty.
Kermit.
Look, the best thing is like I'm not gonna name who it was, but this person, like every time we would be on a stream together, which was random at best, he'd always be like, "Oh, you got to go check out Matt's channel. He's doing great things. I just love." And he would name like
That was you talking about yourself. What are you talking about?
Well, let me get to the joke part of it, and maybe it'll make sense.
Nobody showed.
Yeah, and he would always name like the first show I ever tried doing that was like a year ago, and I'm like, you have not been back to my channel ever since. But every time I go in, that would be the thing that he promoted. It would have worked better if I was able to get it all out.
I did see the Jason Voorhees stream.
Oh, did you?
The one that was promoted.
Yeah,
Was that the one
where you
promoting
secretly
guns
invite
that, but he
show
doesn't
and you
use
forget,
guns?
motherfucker? Yeah, you didn't think I'd forget that, did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I did not listen to anything you just said.
It was the one where you were
Not in a
promoting
mean way.
guns, but you don't use guns.
Who, me?
No, Jason.
Oh, Jason. Yeah. Well, I think he's
Vegetarian.
for gun control. Because he
shit.
realized that people use guns on him a lot, and he.
I thought you just banned the name Tommy so no one could take you out. Who's
Me?
listening to us twice?
I don't know. that was some weird
Okay.
echoes.
Yeti, can you shut your legs? He's smelling bread.
Oh
my God, jeez. No.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's what I
I
wrote in
carry
private
the
chat.
yeast. He cooks it. Yeti cast and
Oh my God,
vinegar.
what is wrong with all of you?
vinegar.
You've been doing this show with us for a bit now, and you haven't figured it out.
No, I even
The
tried.
question is why I keep doing it. That's the real question.
Well, it's like your
Yeah,
fly; it's always open.
You don't need any of these people now.
Ooh.
All you need is Twitter.
Oh my God.
I
do I need to
promote
look up the
katanas
topics?
also, TD.
Sorry?
Don't you like that awkward silence? We just killed whole Yeti's momentum within 5 minutes.
It didn't
Well, we
take
did.
long, did it? It just totally
Yeah.
killed the momentum.
It's the
Well, okay,
yeast.
so I've got my next
What's the
story
next
brought up.
subject? Yeah.
Yeast.
Okay, so an actress is accusing Seth Rogen of enabling James Franco
Oh,
for
fuck.
preying on like actresses.
Oh, God.
Are we really going
Why
after
does
James
he skip?
Franco?
No, apparently we're skipping that and going straight to Seth.
Which one are we
Yeah.
skipping?
I thought it was
I don't
Seth
know.
that was.
I-
Yeah.
Well, if people are going after Seth for letting James Franco be James Franco, did they already take care of James Franco? Like, I don't remember him being canceled or whatever.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
This-
before you can get after somebody for enabling somebody, the person that you're blaming them for enabling needs to have been found guilty of something.
Yeah, like what the hell's happening?
Okay, well, this actress, okay,
Oh, I know her.
Charlene Yee, who voices Ruby on Steven Universe.
Oh my God, I used to like her. God, she was on House.
What happened?
God, what a twunt.
Okay, but yeah, so
Wait, but why is she blaming Seth instead of just James Franco? Why is she trying to take down two? Wait, they're both white, right? I'm just trying to make this completely understandable.
And they hang out together a lot.
They're like best friends.
They took over China.
okay, so she claimed in an Instagram post that the producer of the film, which was Seth at the time, was enabling all this, and she put it up on Instagram saying, "When I tried to break legal contract and quit Disaster Artists because James Franco is a sexual predator, they tried to bribe me with the bigger acting role. I cried and told them that was the exact opposite of what I wanted, that I didn't feel safe working around.
Why was she a
him.
child?
But okay, so the thing in all this, so I read this before we came out, and she doesn't offer any actual evidence. So I don't.
Wait.
She's just saying these
Hold on.
things.
Scroll back up his hand.
This is an accusation of Me Too without representation of actual proof or validation in the claims. Only that I feel uncomfortable because there were two men there.
Here's
what
the
I'm
thing.
gathering.
No, here's the thing. Like, so she was not, according to this, like I don't see anything about her being actually sexual predatorized by James. Just like she heard about new women being harassed by him the week prior. Like, why don't you feel safe? Like, he hasn't done anything to you.
It goes down saying that he like hit on his students or something in university, and that's where
Question.
I think that's what she was saying.
Question. It's already sounding like BS with the white men. So she's not saying to these two men. She's saying white men is a plural form. So this right then and there is just like that Twitter account everyone's watching over the weekend going, white men, stop interrupting and all that crap. It's the same thing. It's white men as a plural. This already sounds like nonsense. It sounds like an accusation without validation of proof. And if it's just about these two people she's trying to blame one by association with whatever Franco was doing, why is it all of them except we're not stating as these two men? Why is Seth supposed to be held accountable for the way Franco asked? Seth isn't telling Franco to do this stuff.
Well,
Yeah, and
look,
just
make
to
sense.
clarify, all this, from what I understand, is based on university. So she's using words to really incite everyone to go after Seth and James.
Well,
and, like, I don't
she's
even
dropping
like
the word children very freely throughout this.
Yeah.
So unless she's got something, look, to me, he's at a university with a lot of young ladies that this is not like it's high school or anything else. What I'm focusing in on is the whole children aspect of this. If she's saying something like this and she doesn't have proof, then she knows what she should probably do, which is just shut the F up.
Yes.
You know, if you've got proof about him with children, come out with it. Go straight to the cops. Go straight to the authorities and keep yelling about it.
No,
That's
I
not
agree.
what she means by children, though.
I know. She's
using kind of like gaslight words in a way. She's saying children, but it's not children. What she should have said is young adults because they're in university. It's not like they're going for. This is what she's trying to do. She's trying to insinuate and as well as incorporate two people, as well as saying the wide range that they're all acting like this. This is a fog of a paragraph and a wording in such a way that it is weaponizing without actually aiming the bullet and firing the gun. It's the same type of thing.
She's trying to do. Look,
she's an evil. What she's doing, she's being evil. What she is doing right now is trying to make her look like a victim because these people are doing this. They love to victimize themselves, and they will turn someone else, whether it be a screenshot, whether it be a picture, whether it be a phrase or something, and they will try to twist it like they are being attacked or there's the complications or the thought of attack. This is not anything more than that, and that is my opinion. What this is shallow, trying to get yourself seen. Because I don't think Steven Universe is popular anymore.
And on top of that, here she is. She's bringing in David Cross now.
Yes.
So, look, I'm sorry as to whatever happened
don't
to
apologize.
you
Don't apologize.
And whoever, I'm a black man. I can get away with it.
Oh, tokenizing your own apology. How dare you, sir?
I just think that you need to stop. Seriously, it's not going to lead to where you think it does.
We need to make a checklist, Keith. At this point, we need to make a checklist and see how they and what words and what phrasings they use. I'm sorry to cut you off. And then every time we have something like this pop up, we check it off. And we can start building a playbook on how they go about sending these tweets out. I'm very hyper. I apologize. I think we should make a checklist. And then every time someone plays victim, we go through that list like Santa Claus and the elves of disaster.
That is a perfect Yeti impression. Perfect.
I just
have
want to clarify,
crusty
these
hair.
It didn't happen at the same time. This was the article pulled up other times that she posted about other Hollywood actors. And these aren't the same incidences. It's just showing a history of.
I'm reading her name as Charlene Yeat's Twitter. I don't know why.
Okay.
I don't know, but it seemed like she got offended after David Cross said something to her, and then years later, because he didn't recognize her after being introduced, he didn't recognize that they met before. She was like angry at that. This is just insane.
She has an ego problem.
She has no sense of humor. She has no sense of humor. She's twisting a narrative, and she's trying to make herself look like woe is me. It is the woe is me playbook. We have seen it day in, day out, whether on Twitter, YouTube, an article. It is the same thing. And you know where this gets you? One role where you're going to feel even more uncomfortable, and you're going to end up doing the same thing to someone else later after you claim you're a lesbian.
Okay, and this all happened. She brought it up 10 years after
no
something.
one claims lesbian anymore.
That's a lot of crap.
Sure.
No. Non-binary transgender cancels them out. So does that make them straight?
No, that wouldn't. You're talking about two different things.
That's what the Star Wars books say.
Right, but that wouldn't make them straight though if they're non-binary. Right?
I'm being facetious.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I don't know how to spell it though.
So this accusation is from 2017.
Yeah, this
Really?
one is 20. The one with Seth Rogen, James Franco is recent. This is
Yeah,
the one.
so this is
happened.
the disaster.
So basically,
it's not
it
recent.
But she came out.
This article
it
is a
didn't work
disaster.
going after David Cross.
Too
So she waits a bit, and then now she's going after James Franco. And
Wait.
yeah.
Wait. I hate to cut in, but Gary, doesn't this sound a lot like the thing we were covering before with the SNTR? They waited a few years and they brought it back up again.
Yeah.
Same exact playbook. Same exact playbook.
Yeah.
Same exact playbook. All we need now is it's go time to pop up somewhere here. That's it.
Okay, so is this going to end up coming to a point where I don't know, nobody wants to be a part of Hollywood because if you reach a certain level of success, somebody wants to take you down.
You know, I
and they'll
think you
take
only
things-
complain because you're so nervous about it happening to you.
No, but you know, these things are they bring the stuff up that happened 10 years and wasn't said, but as soon as they're reaching this certain height of their popularity, then it gets thrown out. It's never brought up before. It's only done to damage.
It's done to damage, and it's also done to it's sort of like people who like to hang out with ugly people to look better.
So that's why we hang out with Yeti.
You know, it's right in the same ballpark as the same kind of behavior.
I think the only thing that's going to happen is like people are going to start to dismiss accusations like this, like immediately out of hand.
It's going to go back to like it was, pre-internet, social media. You just went, oh, crazy person talking. Let's just not look over there.
They're taking
This is
away
one of the reasons
seriousness.
why. This is one of the reasons why when you have someone like Rose McGowan and why she is so out there and willing to even take on people who are part of the Me Too movement. You've got to ask. You've got to ask yourself, what is accomplished by pulling stunts like this?
There's
Seriously.
But Keith, there's also a detriment to this, and we have to look at the more serious matter of this. Every time someone does this and cries wolf, you're taking away the seriousness from someone who's actually having this happen right at this
Absolutely.
moment.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was
You are
saying.
taking away the seriousness from actual victims. If you are always crying yourself as a victim because you're not having eyes on you 24/7 or because of this, and this, whether it be Hollywood, real life, down anywhere, you are taking away another victim's voice. And you don't have that right.
Well, that's not why they do it. They do it because you need currency, and victimhood is currency. And Hollywood, and it's the same thing as why you'll see what's her name, Brie Larson. She'll hint that she's bisexual, you know what I mean, but not actually say it because she knows by doing that gives her more clout on the intersectionality ladder of success.
But she has to have sexuality first. I don't see any appeal in that though.
Isn't that what? The guy who played Jon Snow he came out with kind of the same thing, and
Because he played with dolls, he might
Yeah,
not be
it-
what he thinks he is.
yeah, it seems like it's the only way to get value in Hollywood to now get offered roles.
Because they're all living in that one little bubble where what they think is going on is what the reality should be. So if they're going to say it, they're going to say it. They're going to be it, they're going to be it.
And
Just because they don't see the seriousness of how it actually is in the reality, their own reality is very much warped, and they will go upon playing that because those words will get different set of eyes on them. It doesn't mean that they actually are those things. I will take remixes because Elliot Page is a different case, and they have gone through different things. So that's not whatever. I forget. Is it Ellen Page now or Elliot Page?
Elliot.
Like K-E-T, Elliot. I got to remember that. But it's the same type of thing. They're in their own little world. It's like we're on Earth, they're on the moon. And they're hearing things from transmissions, but they're transmitting back without actually understanding the circumstances of what the people are talking about.
the Doctor Who actress, I can't remember.
Jodie Who Cares?
Yeah, she did the same thing too. It was an article came out a couple months ago about the exact same story. Geez, I am so bad with names. The Jon Snow actor.
I'm going to do a talk show and not know a damn thing.
Wait. I think I'm here with T-shirt historian Gary from the Pop Cult Minefield and Keith the Black Guy and Mad Mardigan and
Well,
some
it
guy
really
named
does
Yeti.
help because I can read your name on screen, so I don't forget it.
Everyone make it blank. Everyone make it blank right now. Just delete your name.
No, I won't be able to know who I'm talking to anymore.
But the question is, do you guys even believe this stuff when
No.
you see these accusations? Do you just hear it's literally like the book Crying Wolf in a way?
Well, it's no different than when they accuse someone of being a white supremacist or a Yachi. Like as soon as they say that, like as soon as I see like, oh, this guy is one of those two, I'm like, huh, I wonder what he said. Probably
Just
agree
use-
with it.
Just use Taco Supreme.
Because immediately, as soon as I hear like somebody call that, I'm like, you know what? I'm probably gonna agree with this guy. And 10 out of 10 times when I go, it is someone that like, oh yeah, no, they make an absolutely like valid point. Like,
Well, yeah, they went and they made Jordan Peterson to basically voice the Red Skull. Like
Yeah,
how
that
can
part I
you
can't do.
devalue or I guess it's what's the word I'm looking for?
Just like that name you're looking for.
I know. No, but they're diminishing the atrocities of what happened, because Red Skull represents the Yahtzees, and they're basically taking away the horrors and the atrocities. They're diminishing that by putting Jordan Peterson and having his quotes represent that. It also makes them look more reasonable because Jordan Peterson isn't saying anything crazy. It's like, clean your room and don't tell lies.
I would like to ask Butfur, are you curly or straight?
What?
Well, Gary's name is Butfur. I was asking if he was curly or straight.
I didn't see that.
He's
Okay,
not pretending
Butfur.
he can't hear us. He's trying to make it very awkward, and I love it.
Okay.
You just shook your head. You can hear us. Or he's having a stroke. That makes sense. I'm turned on now.
It somehow made him look better.
Darius Munchausen says, I don't know. Just go to the chat. Jesus Christ.
Everybody blow up Gary.
And German Nightmare 1976 said they're up to 50K donations, but that was in 24 hours. It is much higher now. And so what happened when the Red Skull moment came out is Jordan Peterson kind of embraced the meme behind it and put out these T-shirts with the lobster doing the Hydra symbol. And he put that up, and now they're raising money for charity. In 24 hours, they raised 50K. And that's more money than Ta-Nehisi Coates, who wrote that saw in his entire run. They're making these
Coates
people
can't
money.
write. Coates can't write. No.
No, he
Coates
can't write at
can
all.
write. Coates can write. No. Coates. Here's what Coates writes. Coates writes,
Bullshit.
and then Captain Marvel said, "White man bad." The end.
Oh no! Or
What is
I
he-
was on my balcony smoking a marijuana reefer stick, and I was watching as the smoke billowed from the sky, and I felt nothing at all.
Because
And then
I
I
am an
saw a white
insensitive
man and I
prick.
blamed it on him.
Well, and this is why I'm very worried about the Superman movie that he's going to be writing with J.J. Abrams.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh.
It's already dead in the water. You got JJ the Destroyer of franchises and
Yeah.
Coach the Destroyer of respect. So we're good.
By the way, like when the whole when the Peterson thing happened, like I just wanted for there to be like for Red Skull to have like a pet, like a sidekick that's a lobster. It was like super evil. Like I would have been on board with the comic book if that would have happened.
But the thing is, they had to plagiarize Jordan to make good writing in a comic book. How fucking up is that?
Actually, I can hear JJ and Tanisi coming out on screen at some point and think,
And now the turn to the dark side is complete. The Jedi Order have fallen, and so has all of DC.
Sounds like you're stuck in a heating vent.
Yeah, that would have been out of
Yeah, I
place.
know.
Like, isn't that from Star Wars?
well, why not? I mean, if JJ is going to destroy one franchise, he can destroy another one, you know? I mean, he did Star Trek, Star Wars. Why not do DC? Fuck it. Let's get him a job at Marvel, too, and watch him fuck that up as
Where
well.
do you think he wants to go next?
And then just to ice the cake, we'll let him do Doctor Who just to finish it all off. It will all be a giant pile of shit not worth watching anymore because this world sucks.
Okay, can he destroy Doctor Who any more than it already has?
I'm sure he can find a way. He'll add some lens flare to the TARDIS or some shit.
Yes, he can. If anyone can find a way to do it, J.J. Abrams can.
I know, I
There's
did
no
that
TARDIS
to Alex
and-
Kurtzman.
No, he'll turn the TARDIS into a mystery box, and every day a new problem will pop out of the TARDIS that somehow has to get solved.
Well, and then he'll
Or
leave for
better
someone
yet-
else to figure out how it ends.
Better yet, he will. What he will do is he'll use his patented line. Well, I've always been more of a Star Wars fan anyway. So Doctor Who, will suddenly become a fast, rip-roaring, action-paced show with the TARDIS, growing laser guns and getting into shootout fights with the Daleks and the fucking Cybermen and everything else.
That
and the
already
Cybermen-
happens.
His
Oh.
sonic
happens.
screwdriver will be a new kind of
lightsaber.
laser weapon.
Yeah,
Yes,
will.
it will become a
It'll
new
be a
laser
sonic
weapon.
saber. It'll be a sonic, saber.
Yes.
And since one of the previous doctors actually was into a form of kung fu and other things,
Oh yeah,
that
there
just
you go.
means he's going to come up with a version of the doctor that's going to pretty much just be like a James Bond type with a sonic
Who's
sword.
staff? Who's staff? I don't know who's staff giving ideas. Who's staff?
Stop giving
What?
them ideas.
Oh,
Yeah.
words suck.
But yeah, it's going to hurt WB. If you're going to have a Superman that's going to be divisive, and I think we can kind of say that movie that they put together is going to be horribly divisive and just separate the fandom like they did with Star Wars.
No. They've already
No.
figured out a way even going worse than that.
Yeah,
So
going to different art.
you guys are still on the last thing. Did
No.
you read what he's going to do to the Justice League?
Fuck.
No, please enlighten us.
They're going to use the same thing that they're using for his version of Superman to make sort of like a weird sort of multi-dimensional version of the Justice League.
So it's gonna be like
Where you're going to have
wait, is this gonna be
different-
an Earth 21 Justice League or something like that?
No. It is going to be like an Earth 21, Earth 35, Earth 1995. In other words, each member will be from a different place.
And how are they all getting into one Earth?
Okay, you're asking too many questions.
I'm asking the intelligent question.
Keith, you're such a racist. I just can't believe you're saying these
So
things.
we're gonna get one from. So if we're gonna narrow it down, we're gonna get one from the Black Earth, the Mexican Earth, the White Earth, maybe Latino X Earth.
Well, so
I'm
they're
just-
going to switch some of the genders of some of these characters.
Because of
But
course.
basically, they're basing it on a version of the what
They're
comic
basing
is
it on a
that?
version that didn't sell.
Yeah, they're basing
Nobody
it on
bought
the
it.
Yeah, the multiversity stuff that they were doing. And there's a version of the Justice League where you had a female version of Arthur Curry,
Oh my god!
where
God.
Wonder Woman was actually a man,
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
A man is on? Are you kidding me?
yes. And it's all this.
How
Okay,
does
well,
he look in
I'm
that
on
bikini?
board with that part. Like that doesn't bother me.
Yeah, just picture Henry Cavill in Wonder Woman's costume. You're done. There you go.
It is, and all being led by the version of Superman that JJ is bringing to life. So, but they're all from different versions of Earth, different realities.
This sounds
And
horrible.
That's what they're doing. And again, this fits in with the whole JJ wanting his own universe to be able to not only create characters, but to also make money and sell merchandise from. It's the
Who's
same
gonna buy
playbook
it?
he used.
Keith,
It's the same playbook he was using with Star Wars. It's the same exact playbook that he was trying to do with Star Trek. And look how that's worked out.
Keith,
Yeah,
I have
he's
a question.
basically not happy until he shits on every IP.
That's right.
True. Keith, I have a question though. Is there any way we can hire Brightburn to destroy this from happening? What is up with
God.
Gary's face?
I don't notice anything different.
There's Pringles.
Okay.
The Pringles guy looks happy though. It's still the happy can. This is before he went soulless and died.
Soul Assassin said it right.
The
Wonder
same
Man.
thing that Marvel is doing too. They're setting up so they can have all these different here. They're doing the multiverse thing too. So they're both trying to go at the same.
Yeah. What's going on with Marvel and Kevin Feige is the fact that I think Feige figured out about 2-3 years ago that one of the downsides about being as popular as they are is that people get attached to certain actors and actresses who they've come to know for playing certain parts. And it makes it really difficult to be able to go and replace that person so you can continue to tell stories with that. It's one of the reasons why DC, who has been around and very successful in Hollywood for now almost 80 years. I mean, look how many different people have been Superman. Look how many different people have been Batman. Look how many different people have played multiple parts within that, even though Warner Brothers really hasn't dug that deep into all the characters that they have.
This show brought to you by Pringles.
With Marvel, all of the stuff that they've done in the MCU, this is really all the first time a lot of these characters have been seen, with the exception of Hulk and Captain America. Okay, you had at least 5 different people play Captain America, or 4 different people. You've had at least 4 or 5 Hulks. Outside of that, you have Thor, you have Iron Man, you have Hawkeye, you have Black Widow. Those are all first time. And so the difficult thing is, who would you cast to be Tony Stark? Because
it'd be Tanya Stark at this point.
Robert Downey Jr. is he is now 56 years old.
He looks good for that then.
But he can't keep doing it. Both for 2 reasons, both physically and financially, they can't keep paying him. So the reality is that you have to find other people to play these parts. It's the same thing with Wolverine. You can't keep having Hugh Jackman do it. The reality is you have to cast someone else. And this is a problem that they don't have at DC because they're used to it. They've been around for so long. And so many people have their own, everybody has their own Batman. Everybody has a Batman that they like. So ask them which Iron Man they like. Oh, wait a minute. We've only had one. So this is a problem. And it's a problem that they need to solve. And the only way to solve it without undoing everything that he's already done up to this point is to go ahead and do what they're doing now, which is the multiverse.
Right? So that's how they could introduce
a
different Tony Stark. Yeah, that makes sense, because then they have an opening door to bring in another variant of a Tony Stark, a different
That's
face,
right, without undoing
yeah.
everything that they've done up to this point.
Hey, this is the second Thor.
So
it's the second Thor.
You can do that and not have to crap on anybody's memories of what they've gone through up to this point. That's all. That's it.
No, it makes perfect sense. It really does, Keith. You nailed it on the head, but they're not even nailing the introduction to the multiverse so far with the way the WandaVision failed. So they're not even off to a good running start because they're not taking the detail and care, not only with the B or C characters, but the B or C storylines that actually branch into A-side storylines within those type of comic universes. They're sitting there going, I like that marshmallow, but that stick has a bug on it, but let's try it anyways, and then stop halfway through and pretend we read that book.
Yeah, but notice when you have stuff like what they're doing with WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or any of these other projects, look at who's actually in charge of those projects. It's the same playbook they used for the Marvel characters that they use for Netflix. You bring in different people to control those things, even though Kevin Feige is in control of the overall Marvel universe. Okay, he's not in control of the individual things. He doesn't have time to do that anymore. Notice quality and what people like about it has plateaued, just as Kevin Feige gets to a point where he's taking on so much responsibility, he needs other people to take over. And the competition, not just DC, but Image and all the others are so bad at what they're doing that had this been equal, had DC been of a quality where they were able to compete, had Image been of a quality in Hollywood where they could compete, this would be a really bad time for Marvel, the MCU. This would be a really bad time for them. But it's not, because they're getting by on everything
with the half-assedness. Yeah. I have a question, Keith, though. Are you saying in the future we are all going to be lucky of having the chance to see an Iron Man suit with nipples like the Val Kilmer bat suit?
No.
I'm saying we'll be lucky
iron nipples,
to even care as much. Because again, as I keep reminding people, those of us that are fans of this stuff really do not, our numbers do not really balance out enough for Hollywood to continue to care. It really is about the normies and what they like. And as long as we're able to bring them in with us, we have power. The moment the normies start to wander off or get different ideas, the moment that you have Hollywood executives thinking that, hey, that looks easy, I can do that. Comics, who needs those? I can just give you stories. The moment that happens, you know you're in trouble. And it's going to happen to everybody. Why? Because they really don't care. They hate comic books. They hate all this stuff. So for them, we can continue to talk about, this is going to cost you money and blah, 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 blah. But the thing is that really it's really no skin off their backs.
Well, they've already lost the mass market for most of the products they're putting out.
And on top of that, look, CBS lost 50% of its value. 20 years ago, if that had happened, anybody that had anything to do with that would have been fired. This would not be a conversation about, gee, I wonder what's going to happen the next season of Star Trek Discovery. 20 years ago, he's out. He's gone. Yeah, he'll be gone. Yeah.
Can you never say that again? That we're excited to see what's on the next episode of Discovery. Please never say that again. That's like saying I went to Hooters for the wings. Not true.
but that's it. And the thing is, it's not just CBS, Viacom CBS. It's happening with Disney. It's happening with Lucasfilm. It's happening all over the place. You think Kathleen Kennedy is an anomaly? No, she actually is normal in Hollywood. And there's a majority of people who would love to make as much money just trading on the quirks of what we've built as fans with Hollywood.
It's in the hands of the bullies now.
Yeah, the bullies and the non-imaginative people are the ones running all of this right now.
Well, Keith, you shared earlier when we were talking, like a little earlier today, you were sharing the whole Netflix with the Gundam live-action film. That's not going to do well. It's not going to be good at all. They'll probably pump it full of CG that Netflix does, but it will not be good. It will turn out to be another Wing Commander.
You know what? That's fine.
You have to remember
fine. You know why? Because look at it this way. All of us who are reacting and talking about it are fans. But look at the people that are actually putting this on. They could care less. Oh, we're going to destroy that one? Okay, fine. We'll go out and find something else. Oh, wait a minute. We'll do Battle of the Planets next.
And I just want to address this. We had German Nightmare 1976 said, I mean, even if Star Wars, the sequels lost money, they still made over $1 billion. So it wasn't a loss and not a lesson to the studio. Well, that's not entirely true.
That's not true.
Because you
That's
have
not
to-
true. Yeah, that's not true at all. Because
I've tried to explain that.
What happened with that was the fact that while the films made money, it killed the merchandising.
Yep.
Because
That's
every time Star Wars has been successful in the past, okay, but it is because the box office did well, but all of the merchandising, people went out and bought all the soundtracks. People went out and bought the T-shirts. People went out and bought the shoes, the underwear, the bedspread.
There's still a giant area that we're not discussing, and that's all the marketing costs that went into it and the reshoots, which puts them down, and they don't add that to the budget. They can also separate so they can say, "Oh, the box office made this," but that marketing value isn't added in. So you don't know how much is actually at a loss, and there is a big loss, especially considering how much they paid for Star Wars to begin with.
The way that investors look at it is the money that is the potential. How much money was potentially there to be made? How much profit was potentially made? Was there to be made, and how much did we lose from the drop off? If you look at what A Force Awakens did when it first came out, because everybody was so excited for Star Wars, right? Now look at The Last Jedi. Not the first weekend, but after that, the dramatic drop. It lost it made like $1 billion less.
Matt, what happened was let's say Force Awakens came out and made $20 billion. When Last Jedi came out, it lost 60% of what Force Awakens came out. When the Rise of Palpitations, whatever you want to call it, came out, it lost 60% of whatever Last Jedi made. So if we add that up, that's 120% lost in general since Force Awakens.
Yeah,
that's not a good.
That is lost potential profit.
That's right. When it comes to the toys and other merchandising, they lost so much money on the toys just connected to The Last Jedi alone. Should have gotten half the people there fired.
Because none of the toy companies actually want to produce it. They got stuck with this giant bill of these toys they can't get rid of. They are on bargain bins across North America.
And then you look at what happened in the parks.
But I have a question though. Do you guys want to buy a Rose Tico toy? I have about 100 of them in my backyard. They're all buried there with just the head sticking out of the lawn. So if anyone
I don't want you to give me
one. I'll give you the Rose Tico when you're sleeping.
Then you look at what happened at the parks and how they went from having a classic Star Wars theme park and decided, because of what Kathleen Kennedy decided, to make a change at the 11th hour and turn it all and center it all on all the new movies. And look at attendance. Look at how much money they have not made on what they had originally projected was going to be one of the biggest attractions of all time.
Oh, and it was designed that
Disney
way
parks.
to begin with. They had the designers working on it, and she came in and said, "No, we are doing all our original stuff," and made them change it at basically the last minute.
Yep.
But let's also add into this. Let's also take that. We've had the marketing sales fail. We've had the toy lines and whatever kind of merchandising fail. Now let's talk about the money that on top of that was lost when they started insulting fans.
Before we go to that, though, there's something important to mention about the theme park.
You're still pretty mad.
The reason why that they did that is partially because they wanted to promote, the new stuff, but also because they were having to pay George Lucas every time they used the original characters. So part of the reason why they wanted to switch the whole theme park is because they would, in theory, it would save them money because they wouldn't have to be paying George, and also we need to promote these new ones.
Yeah. Well, but that's true for all of it.
That fails right off the bat when you spend all that money to buy the franchise and you don't sit down to make a storyboard for the entire plot of the 3 movies. I don't know how they didn't do that. That's the first thing.
Okay, but let's take.
There is something I want to address though. It's in the chat. Zach7 brings up this really good point here. He says, they get bailouts now. Hollywood is fouling up. Yeah, that's true. And I think one of the reasons behind that is because Hollywood is a huge, huge money machine. And if if let's say all the studios had to close their doors because they weren't making money because of COVID and everything else, that's millions of jobs lost. Not to mention the money that movies bring into the rest of the world and the United States and everywhere else. Because anywhere you have a film production going on, that is lots of money on a local basis. Which is one of the reasons why that Georgia is so fucked up right now, because all these companies are boycotting Georgia. So that is costing them lots of local revenue, because all the guys who work there are not going to be able to get jobs with the movie industry anymore, because the movies are not coming there and not being shot there.
I don't know if that's going to be a long-term thing. I know Will Smith is doing his production, but a lot of the places, they just complained about it and stayed because they get such good tax breaks, and they save a ton of money by making sure they film there.
Okay, and that's not necessarily a good thing either, because New Zealand fucked themselves, because after the first Lord of the Rings films was so successful and brought in all that tourist money into New Zealand, when The Hobbit came all those years later, New Zealand basically pulled every string they can, including giving massive tax breaks to the film company in order to entice them to shoot in New Zealand again. Well, when that happened, unfortunately, it put a dent in a lot of these local unions and things, like for the coal workers and everything else that were out in New Zealand. So it basically kind of fucked everybody over in New Zealand.
And it also cost them their original director, because Peter Jackson was not going to direct it. That is one of those unfortunate things to happen in the aftermath of all of the problems The Hobbit suffered, was the fact that Guillermo del Toro could not make his own version of The Hobbit, which, based on what little I've seen, would have been head and shoulders better than what we ended up getting.
Yeah.
And even Peter Jackson was looking forward to that. I mean, he was not in this to to direct another movie. He was in it to actually do something. So,
but Keith, are we also getting to the point, if we're going to the Black Spire Park in general? Let's go at this. Let's look at the whole Cara Dune thing. They're also canceling their own characters even when they're making money, because they're at the point now where they have to keep along this guideline of whoever they have signaled to, that they're even getting rid of the characters that they've created that are popular, making them the money.
Part of it is ego, and part of it is the fact that Kathleen Kennedy and her people.
Psychopath.
It's not just her; it's her people.
How dare you call them people?
Oh, I'm sorry.
They're like subhumans.
Okay, what her group? They were the ones that have actually been pulling the strings and making the decisions. The Last Jedi was really an attempt to see if they could actually make a film with her writing group. The writing group controlled Last Jedi. That was the writing group wet dream. Yep. The thing about Rian Johnson is he's very good at taking dictation, is really what that came down to. He followed orders exactly. And thus the reason why they keep talking about that, because that was a symbol for them to show that they could continue to control things. And when it came time to make the final movie,
I'm sorry, every time you say the final movie,
we've lost Fat Steven.
Because that wasn't a movie, it was toilet paper with writing.
It was. But I mean,
I still haven't seen it.
when you consider what was originally written to be that story, the Duel of the Fates versus what they ended up doing, and the fact that they couldn't lie too much about it when fans started hearing about how far behind they were in filming, how they kept bringing in people. I mean, they spent so much money reshooting that. You could have almost shot one or two more movies.
Yes.
On the amount of money that they spent working on The Rise of Skywalker.
Did you guys read it though, Keith? The Duel of Fate script? I think it got leaked, right?
Yeah,
Did you guys read it?
Yeah,
Well, it was 10 times better, and the title itself was an actual nod to like the prequels that actually was on Much Music and stuff back in the day. It had its own music video, for God's sakes. That's the first time Star Wars had a music video, if I can remember correctly.
I personally knew that they were in trouble when you got to The Last Jedi. And they spent all that time just acting like the only story that was worth anything was the one that they were currently telling, rather than understanding that you were dealing with a trilogy that was meant to end an entire saga. You were not telling a story that was acting like that's going to be the ending. You were telling a story as if this was something completely cut off and new.
Well, in their
it had
defense,
nothing to do with any.
In their defense, they did. In their defense, they did end the saga. Like it's.
They did?
Yeah.
Was it with a force hug or was it like a force grope?
I don't know where they're going to be able to go from all this now. Like they have to go into the past. There's no way they can do anything.
You
That's why
no,
they're in
you
the
can't.
past.
No. You can. There is a way to do it. George Lucas gave them a way to do it, and people like Jon Favreau, he's alluded to it. Look, if Jon Favreau tomorrow were to be the person that is running Star Wars, I guarantee you he would use the way out that.
Are you
George
talking
Lucas
the world
came up
between
with.
worlds?
The
That's
veil
right.
of the Force.
That is
That's
the
all
way
they
to
have
do
left.
it. That
That's
is
the
your
only thing they have
best shot.
Yep, that's the
And
wild card.
guess what?
That's
It's the multiverse theory again. It's multiverse will fix your mess.
Yeah,
So I'm
but
just
then
waiting for
that
them to
also
use
will
that for Game of
admit
Thrones.
their failures.
Yes, it would. But you know what? At the rate things are going, if somebody else ends up running Disney, if Bob Chapek ends up losing his job and somebody else comes in, at that point, if they continue to lose money, that is not going to be a problem anymore. Because the new people coming in will going, you know what? You guys screwed up. I'm here to save the day. That's the reason why you don't see that with Warner Brothers. You still have people like Toby who are hanging on. Toby does not want to be reminded that he messed up. You won't see anybody get to that point until after Toby's gone. Because then Anne's a newbie compared to Toby. Then she can come along and go, we've made some changes and certain things just haven't been right for a few years. So we're going to take this all a whole new direction. Look, Anne Sarnoff doesn't care about comics. She doesn't care about DC. All she wants to do is make sure they continue to get paid. That's it. That's all.
But I'm
it's all
thinking
about money.
that you're missing one big part in all this.
Yeah.
And that's just because the head of the snake gets cut off doesn't mean the body's still not there. And they have that whole department, all of Lucasfilm, filled with people that have the same ideologies and that will not want to see the sequels erased. So they will push to make sure the world between worlds never gets touched.
But they don't have it as much power as KK
That's right.
does. They are
KK
a
is
story group.
protecting-
That's right. She's protecting them.
She is protecting a lot of those people. If she
Yeah.
goes, over half that story group is automatically gone.
I don't know about automatically though, because that would take a lot of breaking contracts, and there would be out clauses. There'd be severance pay.
I'm pretty sure. But the thing is that what they've learned over time is that you still have quite a few people that work at Lucasfilm that are fans of what had come before. Mm-hmm. Okay, anybody that you got a lot of people working there that are keeping their head down, and they're not talking about what they believe.
Oh yeah, it's also happy birthday quickly to Subhuman, because Yeti forgot.
Oh, okay.
I said happy birthday in there.
Thank you, Off Nix.
Happy birthday, Subhuman. Buddy, we appreciate you.
You're muted. You're muted. Oh, there
Yeti,
you are.
stop doing that. What I said was that that's who Doomcock is talking to, is one of those insiders.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of those insiders that are just keeping their head down. They're not picking any sides. They're just doing their jobs, and they're basically praying for the day that she and her people are gone. Because I'm telling you right now, it's bad, but it's not as bad off as it could be. And the only reason why we've even heard about as much stuff as we've had up to this point is there are still a number of people that believe in the vision of Star Wars that George Lucas had.
Now, Gary and Keith, I have a question for both of you. Let's say it comes to the point where KK's out the door. Let's say Lucasfilms decide to buy out their contracts. That's more than what their contracts would have given them if they stayed. Do you think they would take that and be effed off earlier? Do we have that possibility?
A lot of people would because it's money. It's money for them.
Yeah,
they try to make it seem like it's like a noble
Her
thing.
goal is to have her own production company.
What was it going to be called? Serving coffee? What was it called? Serving coffee?
It's going to be called Woke Productions.
Oh, so it's going to be called No Money.
Here's the best way to think about it. Remember the first Die Hard movie?
Yeah.
Of course.
Remember what
it's a Christmas movie.
That's right. Do you remember what those so-called terrorists were after?
A better job?
Something like that.
They were looking to be casted in Harry Potter.
Bonds,
yeah. Because Bonds are where it's at.
That's right. They weren't terrorists at all. It was just a high-tech heist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly
It wasn't that
what
high
these
tech.
people are.
It took them forever to get through that safe, man. And they should have brought something a little stronger, you know?
But that's what you're dealing with.
Yeah, I get it.
They make it seem like they're noble people, but it's a shakedown. Is really what they want. You got to buy them off.
So what you're saying right now is that Lucasfilm, when it gets to that point, might actually have to do the same thing and do a Hans Gruber and do a shakedown. They want to get them out. They want to make sure the safe still has the ability to be restocked with money, but give them as much as possible to get them out of there into the local Starbucks where they can start smelling their own farts for Woke Inc.
Pretty much.
But this is also the company that's pushing for it. Like Disney as a whole is going down this route. So even if she's gone, the higher ups are still peddling the exact same thing. I want it to change so badly.
Yeah.
I just don't know if it's not.
Wait, Yeti. Some are prior to us basically, our society and the business taking a year off. We were headed down that road of a lot of major changes coming down the pike. Okay, there were a lot of people in Hollywood were starting to figure out that a lot of this was bullshit. Okay, and then next thing you know, C-19 happened, and everything gets locked down, and it pretty much just threw everything into chaos. All of the stuff that had happened to get us to the point where we could finally shake off a lot of the stuff that's been going on stopped, and the people that actually still had the power when everything stopped are now digging themselves deeper to stay in. Okay, but the thing is, it's not working because it is now starting to lead to money being lost. And when that happens, once you start messing with the money, your time is about up. Because that is the one rule in Hollywood, just like in quote unquote the business.
But that hasn't happened with all the other productions.
But it's happening within their parks, Yeti. It's already happening. They're going to experience firsthand, especially what happened with the Jungle Cruise that they just took out Trader Sam. They're already starting to do that within on different properties. When the other properties, especially their parks, which is a huge moneymaker, starts seeing people laughing when it goes from Trader Sam to, hey, you like those jungle plants? It's going to start affecting them. All of this changes they're doing all at once is going to affect them across the board, and it's going to cost all the wokes to either be bought out, kicked out, or shipped out.
And here's the other thing.
It's going to happen that quick, though. That's
It
the
won't
thing.
be that
Because
quick.
they have people funding this in order to keep, because they are so ingrained in their ideology that they don't care how much they lose. They just want to push it on as many people as possible.
Well, Cameron Pasha talked about this, and let me just say this. I want to thank him, but he gave some insight about this, at least as far as KK is concerned. So here's something that he put forth. When they did that big expose a few weeks back, I think it was from Variety, the hit piece.
Oh yeah.
Not the first hit piece. I mean the second one, the one that was actually done by the people that don't like KK. Okay, Cameron Pasha remarked that basically what's happening is that Bob Chapek and that hit piece was meant to move Bob Chapek to actually get something done about KK. So what you're going to see, as Cameron Pasha said, is that it's not like Bob Chapek's going to turn around and start talking ill of KK. In fact, he's going to do the old Hollywood thing, and you're going to hear him start talking nice about her.
Which means she's a
The nicer he talks, that's right. The nicer he talks, the closer she is to leaving.
It's like reverse
when
psychology,
the end comes,
right?
That's right. But that's the way Hollywood works.
Mm-hmm.
When the end comes, it's not going to be get the F out and blah, blah, blah. No, it'll be Disney giving her a parade, and they're going to make up some kind of an award. They're going to make it all nice and pretty as they basically push
it'll
her
come
out.
at
Every
once her
compliment is another
contract
buff of the
expires.
boot. But but then what they're trying to do is the more compliments they give, the more they can't be held liable if they did it out of spite and the firing comes early or she is let go early. What they're doing is they're propping her up before they knock over the pedestal.
It just won't happen early. Like I will put heavy money on it. As much as I want it to happen early, I don't see that. She's going to ride out her contract, and then they'll give her that fond farewell, the parade down Disney Main Street.
Oh, they don't do parades anymore. They can't social distance.
Okay, well then she gets screwed over on the parade. But there's no way she's going to go early.
But what Keith I think is trying to tell you is, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to white-splain Keith, but he's trying to say that these are all symbols and metaphors that this is already in the process. It's not a quick thing like you said. It's just stepping. It's like this. The square is in a hopscotch, and right now they threw the stone and they're going through each square at the time that it is at the ready.
And can I get some clarification when you say all these people are going to get fired as soon as as soon as Kathleen Kennedy is gone? What is your timeline for quick? Are you saying 5 years, a year time, 3 years?
Sorry, wait.
Look at every corporation. Look at every corporation. Yeah, I know. I saw that. That was funny.
Tale as old as time, Beauty and the Yeast.
Yeah, it was great. It was fucking genius.
Thank you, Theme Park.
Yep, Theme Park wrote that on Twitter. But Beauty and the Yeast.
Tale as old as time, Beauty and the Yeast.
Well, here's what we've got is any corporation, when you see the changing of the guard for management, you'll see a huge transition of people that worked under that person directly.
Yes. And
it's usually really quickly.
Yeah.
And when I say quickly, like within a week to 2 weeks.
Okay, but wasn't there a similar situation with okay, you're gonna have to excuse me because I can't fully remember what company, but I'm thinking like Paramount. They were trying to change over, and it took a very long time to replace the people that drove it into the ground.
Wait, question: what's a Paramount?
Paramount.
Well, that's the problem right now. They've had nobody wants that fucking job, and because of all the controversy that it's brought, nobody fucking wants it. No. But I'm going to tell you what they don't want. The controversy is not the controversy you think it is. It's not the external. It's the internal controversy. They have to clean house for there to be someone to want to be moved into that management. And definitely we've got, I would never, and I like Filoni. I like him. But there's something duplicitous about him that's bothered me for a long time.
Oh, you already know he'll talk out of both sides of his mouth.
Yeah,
it's the hat. I think the hat is a separate entity that makes him say stupid shit.
Yeah, it's like I'm a cowboy. No, you're not. Anyway,
I'm tall. No, you're not.
But I believe Favreau is literally the best guy for that fucking job. And
if
the only other person past him is Feige. The difference is Feige is a unicorn. Jon Favreau is close
a wizard.
To it. He's like, because he is really like us in a lot of ways. He is a die-hard Star Wars and comic nerd. He absolutely loves George Lucas, worships him.
He's also tactful. That's why he's not always speaking out at the times everyone else does.
Quietly Hollywood conservative. And it is not the same thing as being a conservative. It's really different. I tell people Hollywood conservative does not mean you're a true conservative. It just means you have conservative leanings when it comes to business and how you treat people. And I find 9 times out of 10, I'd rather talk to a Hollywood conservative than a regular conservative.
Can I ask both of you a question quickly?
Yeah,
Do
sure.
you think the way things are going, if we look at it through an extermination like extermination of a house, like with termites, do you think right now they're setting up the tent, and they haven't actually just started actually lacing it down and kicking?
No,
it
I don't
out
think
the
so.
window?
I don't think that's what this would be equated to, because this is a known final thing that is coming. We have a date, and that date is going to come to pass.
I can't wait for a date, Gary.
Oh, he doesn't want disappointment. He said he wanted
I
to
am
date.
so fucking tired of waiting. Because we've seen this across the board with every intellectual property that we love being run and managed by absolute fucking twunts. And if you don't know what a twunt is, ask me privately and I'll explain it to you.
He calls us all that in the back room, and then he spanks our ass like this.
Something got smacked.
You got
I don't know what that was.
That was my hand against your face and calling you a big bad boy. Yes, you are.
Here's the other thing, though.
Okay.
Of the people at Lucasfilm that do not immediately lose their jobs, what they're going to do is this old thing where they just try to freeze you out. You'll have your job, but you'll notice that when it comes time for financing a lot of your projects, the money won't be there. It'll start out, they'll cut maybe 50% of your budget. Eventually, it'll be to where they'll just make it uncomfortable for you to stay. And then one day you'll just like I can't
Read
be
what
here
Wendy
anymore.
said, Keith. Read what Wendy said.
Wow, Wendy.
You're our big daddy.
Yes, sir. May I have another?
I am not saying that out loud.
Can you bend me over your shower curtain and teach me how that green screen works?
Oh my god,
Thank her.
Can you CGI my butt crack? Thank you.
that took me off guard.
Jeez.
Oh, that surprised
You
me.
can hear Keith blushing. Can you actually hear it? I can
I
hear it.
know. Oh, okay. I want to ask. We haven't heard anything from Mad. Do you have any thoughts on this? And are you still there?
He
No.
fell asleep.
Yeah, no, I'm here. Sorry. Yeah, no, I
I'm in
wasn't
the
gonna
middle
say a
of
lot
chewing
because like
and spitting.
when Keith is going, like Keith knows more about this than any of us. Like,
Yeah.
so I just give him space, let him do his thing. They know my,
Oh, yeah,
my input.
but,
Hey,
you
that's
know,
how
wanna give you
I run our shows with him.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Because I know like an infinitesimal amount compared to him. I know this, and then it's like, look what I know. And Keith goes, that's really nice. Let me move this one. I got another one over here.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, another volume of shit I know more than you. There you
And
go.
that's just the introduction.
Oh man.
You're my big daddy. Yes, you
You
are.
know, the only thing I have that he doesn't have is white privilege.
Wait, Keith has white privilege?
I can't say that with a straight face. I'm sorry.
I don't think that gets you very much anymore.
No.
It does. It gets you canceled on Twitter.
Yeah.
$5, same as
Oh,
Dan.
Gary, you know, the difference between you and Keith is like, if you know, when you get pulled over by the cops, you're not fearing for your life, you know. So.
Oh, let's start.
Oh, I'm fearing for my life because I can't
I fear
drive.
for my fucking life. What are you talking about?
He gets stuck in his in his little
Keith,
car every day.
Keith is like cops like Keith. You know,
No, they don't. I was
Okay,
cop
okay,
7 years.
let's stay
Nah.
on track here. Let's not
So
go
wait,
down this
is
road.
Matt saying he doesn't like Keith because
nobody
he used to be a
dislikes
cop?
Keith
No,
except for
he
Travis Aiken.
Who's
He
Travis
said that
Aiken?
cops like Keith.
Okay,
Travis
guys,
Aiken is
I'm
Travis
trying to give
Aiken is a
Matt a chance
twant that
to
lives
give-
in Springfield.
Matt, what
Travis
are
Aiken
some of
needs
your
to go,
thoughts
you
on,
know,
on
talk
what we
about
were just
Bridge.
discussing?
I would just
Yeah.
like to also say that YetiCast does believe in the yeast. He's making bread right now.
Any
Delicious,
shorts?
delicious sourdough.
There's nothing
It's
delicious
a very
about sour.
it's a very smegmatic bread.
Yes, it comes with hairy stuff on the
Why
top.
do I
He
invite
calls
you
it
guys?
Asiago.
Okay,
My
Matt,
goodness, it smells like somebody's making ripened wino dick cheese in here.
What's with this limp croissant, Yeti? Jesus.
Gives a whole new meaning to spotted dick.
Oh.
So look,
He's questioning.
I think it's
let
crazy.
Keith bring it back. Bring it back, Keith.
I know. I was trying to give Matt a chance to give
Shut
a
up,
thought
Yeti.
on this.
Shut up,
because he
Yeti.
hadn't had a chance.
Yeti, shut up.
Yeah,
Keith
all right,
talking.
I'll give you my thoughts. Keith, can you go ahead and bring this back around?
Yeah. I was going to
Can
give
you
a
bring me
chance to T-shirt historian too, because he's also been quiet. I
Oh,
wanted
yeah,
them
yeah,
to
yeah,
get a
yeah.
little their say.
What do you want me to say? Shit.
No, whatever your thought was, but it got so
My thought
derailed.
was, can we move on to another fucking topic? I'm tired of this one.
Okay, Keith, bring it back.
Yeah,
Hold on.
yeah, yeah. I was
T-shirt
just gonna
historian
say-
is Hispanic. Before anyone forgets,
Oh, that's
God,
right.
That's right.
That's right. Yes. Sorry.
he's 1/4 Hispanic.
I'm showing you my
That
Latin
is-
anger because what you need is another angry Mexican.
You're the
What do you
least Latin sounding guy I've ever heard.
Oh, that's
That's because
fucking
he's-
racist. Do you think we all sound like Speedy
He's
Gonzalez,
not-
senor?
No, I'm
He's just not
Hispanic by
holding a bag of
divorce.
oranges.
I'm Hispanic by divorce, and I'm step black, so I'm good. Like I can say those things.
You can't be Hispanic by divorce. That doesn't apply, sir.
I have science on my side. What do you have? Thank you.
T-shirt gets
Keith.
offended by
Blood,
Orange
baby.
Julius.
Okay, guys. Okay. Let's get
At
back
some
on
point,
subject.
Keith, bring us back.
Come on, Keith.
Ultimately, greed will win out in all of this because that's really the only thing that really keeps Hollywood together is greed. And if you're not there because of greed, then you're definitely need to look around because technically you're probably not even working in Hollywood. So it's coming, okay? It's coming, but it'll be another year to 2 years. But it all of this stuff with Star Wars, Star Trek, even Doctor Who, because the BBC is having a hard time right now. I mean, financially, a lot of that money is just not where it should be for them. And mysteriously, you're now starting to hear grumblings that, maybe there could be some changes. Maybe things
Yeah, because
could be changing.
they need to stop paying for the BBC through taxes.
A lot of people
they need to be
have.
completely commercial. It should be absolutely commercial. And then you're going to find out, you mean we have to please our sponsors?
They're already finding a massive shortfall in their budget because of how many people opted out because they were finally given that option. Like, yeah, we don't want to pay for this crap. And now they are hurting hard. Like a couple, I believe it's around $1 billion.
Very happy to hear
Somebody
that.
else could fact check me on that, but I know it's an excessively high number that they
Yeah.
cannot
Did you say
get.
fat check you?
Fat check.
Why do you want to check my rolls?
You want me to
ug-
jiggle you a little bit?
Do you want to
Yeah.
shake my own rolls? You
I feel like I'm
yeast
getting a little
bastard?
doughy. I need to be fat checked.
Who has
Tim,
a stick?
Tim Tingle has a really good question.
Tringle.
Tingle.
Big
I don't want to
Daddy.
call him
Tringle.
Tringle. No, I'm not calling him Tringle. It's Tim Tingle.
But that's his name.
No,
His
I
name is
call him
Tim Tingle.
He knows that.
Hi, Tim.
He's okay with
Or
it.
double
he said.
T.
It's Tingle.
Will there be anything left when the time comes?
Yep.
That's the question. Okay. Yes, there will be because this is going to sound bad, but go with me on this one. All of this stuff, everything that's happened, can be fixed. You may not like how they do it, but they can fix it. Okay? Star Trek can be fixed. Doctor Who, it can be fixed. Even the DC films, they can be fixed. So, we shouldn't really get too stuck on, man, things are sad right now. Look, that's fine. We went through it. Okay, we took the hit. Now it's time to come out the other side of that and make sure that we're ready to go once this stuff actually does come back.
Come
And
out the
making
other side
sure-
like a goat shitting.
There you go.
They need
Scat
to
that-
form.
scat
They need
that
to form
tail.
the flying V, and then they could get through the defense. And
Well,
that's when we
then-
score.
I'm just gonna call
There you
Keith
go.
the Big Daddy.
I just think I just think that ultimately we need to find as many of us within Hollywood as possible to make sure that from here on out we get these people in a position to where they can actually start to have creative decision-making power. Oh, that too. But you can't keep all of this going by keeping people like Jon Favreau off to the side. And Kevin Feige, as much as people may like him, he may actually decide one day within the next 5 years that he's done. You know, he could easily just walk off because what are you going to offer him more money? He's got the money. He's now just doing this because it's fun. So eventually, it may not be fun anymore. Could he actually take over Star Wars? Who knows? You know, even Warner Brothers might be able to convince him to take over DC for about a year or 3.
He could save Star Wars, but he can turn it into like his movie The Chef and just make it Star Wars cooking and bring it back that way. You know, the whole Star Wars.
That was a good movie.
Oh,
I'd be
hey,
okay
I
with
am
that.
curious of the group because we all heard the news. Who else threw up in their mouth with the new Indiana Jones film?
Oh, jeez.
I just don't care, so I never read the article. I literally just didn't
I
care. I don't care.
I was
I don't
so
even get angry over it.
excited. I was so excited to see
How
that they
excited?
had talked that lady from Fleabag to
Yeah.
being there. I'm like, when I look at her, I'm like, that lady needs to be an Indiana Jones movie. I mean, absolutely. You look at her and you go, that's a fit right there. And of course, this is opposite day. I fucking don't believe that. Fuck
See,
that bitch.
I-
Fuck Kathleen Kennedy and fuck Lucasfilm right now. They can all choke on a bag of dicks.
Let me at least say thank you, Wendy. If
Daddy.
you could vote for me like that, that'd be great. And
Pop sandwich or
Taylor?
poop sandwich?
you know,
So
so
Wendy,
thank you.
Wendy.
thank you very much.
I saw the articles for that, and I looked at it, and I was like, I didn't want to put forth the energy to read it. I just didn't care.
Well,
That's
so
the whole thing I got. I didn't care.
What was in there? They didn't say much beyond she's going to be a female lead. So
Does it matter?
I know my first instinct is it's going to get bad with her basically shitting on Indiana Jones and
He's
undercutting
100.
him. But none of that was present in the announcement. So she could just be a
It doesn't have to be.
sidekick, and I hope that's the case, but I don't think
No,
it's going to
look,
be
the
like that.
Sidekick to
No,
what?
she's
He's
coming in to teach Indiana Jones lessons, and hopefully one of those lessons will be, "Hey, guy, a refrigerator is not going to protect you from a."
Oh,
No.
it reminds me of that. I got a clip Outriders of them mocking that scene in Outriders where he literally goes, "You got to find a refrigerator," because Newspaper goes, and all he hears him scream, "That's fucking stupid!"
Yeah.
Literally in the game.
I do agree that it's likely going to be the worst case scenario because Kathleen Kennedy,
course.
this is like her baby, so she's going to make sure all of this.
She's got
is
her
injected
writing
in
group
there.
all over it.
Look,
Oh,
I do not trust any new projects unless they're coming from
Yeah.
Saban. Like I think Saban Films have been making some really good stuff.
Yeah, I
that are
agree.
like
Looks been good,
non-woke.
too.
Saban?
But with all
Satan.
that being said, I just want to say I'm trying to wait until we hear a little bit more about what is going to be in the plot and her role before just assuming the worst there.
Let's welcome
I'm just trying to-
Well,
Can you share my
everybody,
screen, please?
everybody. Let's welcome Yeti to 2021. Hi, Yeti. This is 2021. You don't have to wait for that shit. Like it's there.
Yeah. Can you share my screen, please, quickly? Because I think we all need a laugh. Are you guys ready? Now just watch this. You won't get claimed or anything. This is in game.
Me. Zahidi. I think I'm staring at a nuke.
A thermonuclear bomb? I wonder Tanner's daughter was willing to give her life to keep that hatch closed. I think it might be very wise to close it again and throw away the key.
Now just watch.
Zahidi, something's happening. The machines. They're crashing.
You need to get out of
the
there
voice
before
acting.
it explodes.
Warning! Safety controls failing. Missile launch imminent. Warning!
Okay, that's not good. What do I do?
I don't know. You think I know anything about nuclear
You've worn a
bombs?
man.
Wait,
Sorry.
wait. Is there a refrigerator around?
A refrigerator?
Yeah, a fucking refrigerator. You know what a fucking refrigerator is?
Yeah, I found it.
Oh, thank God. Now get inside.
What?
Get inside the refrigerator. The lead will protect you.
That is the stupidest idea I've ever heard.
I saw it somewhere.
That's not gonna happen.
By the way,
They
she wasn't
literally
looking at a refrigerator. Like
No, but
Yeah.
that's the whole joke.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Well, look, let me also say this. From back when Kathleen took over everything, this Indiana Jones stuff was part of the plan for her when she took over. Okay, she's been wanting to make this Indiana Jones movie for a long time.
Have you guys actually looked at Phoebe Waller-Bridge?
Looked at her?
Yes, like physically, like looked at her.
Yeah. I've seen her.
No.
And I've seen like her Twitter post. She does not seem like a nice person.
She does not seem like an Indiana Jones type at all.
No,
I mean,
not even close.
I cannot see her being a love interest, and I sure as hell can't see her taking over.
That was the point of all my sarcasm.
No,
She's
like I
probably
don't
the
know if you've
personal
heard about.
nurse of the
I don't know
guys.
if you've
The
heard about
very
CGI, but they can do all kinds of things with CGI. So
Yeah, but
Guess
not
what?
that
Oh, they
given
can make
license.
her
work
Got a
here.
brand new face on her.
Yeah,
Her personality?
Guess what?
Yeah, but
Guess
if they
what?
didn't get
Keith?
if Harrison Ford didn't give away his likeness to Disney, they cannot CGI his face like Mark Hamill did.
Here's what
I
they're
was talking
going to
about
do.
her.
What are they
No,
gonna do?
hurry, just put a paper
They're
bag
gonna
on.
they're
You're
gonna
good.
try to fit it in because of who the director is. They're gonna try to fit it in with the history of the character, especially with his television series that he had. Phoebe Waller-Bridge will more than likely play his daughter.
No.
Yeah.
She doesn't even look like
and then
him.
what's going to happen with Shia LaBeouf? You know,
They're
Like,
gonna find
Shia
somebody else
LaBeouf is now Phoebe. He had a trans
Yeah.
thing.
What they're going to
now.
do is they're probably going to recast him, make somebody older. But one of the last things that they had talked about probably prior to Indiana Jones having the accident that led to the loss of his eye, is they talked about on the show the marriage of his daughter. So Phoebe Waller-Bridge will probably be the daughter, and this will probably lead us to how he came to be that old man that you saw in the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles.
Can I ask something? This is important. Who is streaming from a call center?
Yeah, I've been hearing your phone going
calls.
off.
We've been doing this for so long. We've been doing this for so long, and you know that my wife and I work in the same room, and she works in the call center.
Does he really work in a call
I
center?
really do not really want to go back over this. We've got real good subjects here.
Sorry.
What kind of
This is my
technology?
first time ever hearing the phone go off that much.
Okay. Anyway, and just for the record, like I know they have a track record. I'm just trying to have a little bit of hope because I love Indiana Jones, but I know that's not going to go over well.
Right at all. This will be one of
Yeah.
the final projects that she gets done before she gets pushed out the door. This thing's happening. Okay, it's kind of like falling out of a plane without a parachute. After you've done screaming, you got to understand that this is happening. Okay, the ground is coming to meet you.
I also don't want to get outraged just on the casting call when there's no other information given, because it's just so much wasted energy.
You
Like,
need to
okay,
take-
I don't like this, but what's
you
going
need
to
do what
happen?
you need a different approach. Yeah, I'm going to save you on this one. This is what you need to do, right? The way I look at it now is not only does Star Wars and Lucasfilm need us, because all right, most of their attention all comes from hate clicks, right? Like people complaining about it, like look at this crazy shit, right? And a lot of our friends, including some people on this panel, they get a lot of, I don't know, we'll say heat on Twitter, heat like WWF heat, not like, you know,
Cats
like
and heat.
on Twitter, right? And it's symbiotic that like we should be cheering on Lucas, hear me out, Lucas Art to do more cuckoo banana shit, because that cuckoo banana shit is the reason why a lot of people in this space have the views and the the income that some of them have, you know what I mean? It's because of that. So in reality, we should be like, yeah, no, give us more geodes. Like, what does Geo think about penises? Let's find out. Would he suck a female penis? I don't know, but we should find out.
You want to watch if it sucks a penis? Really?
No, I'm a big Geo fan. Anyway,
That's a female penis.
I just want to see how he moves.
I'm sorry. Can you blow me up quickly and let's take it down? Who wants this on their female or male penis?
I'm just saying that we should look at this as like, they came out with more bullshit. That's all I'm
Also
saying.
known as the dude from GameStop meme. It's ma'am.
Look, ultimately, as I said before, this is all fixable. Once we get these people out the door and we no longer have to worry about them, all of this is fixable. Okay? Look, let me give you my cure for the whole thing with Star Trek. If tomorrow Kurtzman's out the door, here's exactly what I would tell the top brass at Viacom. It's like, you know what?
Oh my God.
You now have another side universe.
Well,
I don't have one of those.
And actually,
the studio wouldn't pay for it.
They refer to a trans man as having a female penis. In fact, I saw a statistic the other day that 98% of straight men refuse to go down on a female penis, and I read this as there's 2% of straight men that don't know they're gay.
Well, if there's an elongated clit, I really don't want to be near there.
Oh, okay. Back to what you were saying on your fix.
Wait, I think it would be a trans woman. Which one is it?
Does the clit itself have pronouns, or do we just go with clit?
Which one's? Wait, trans man would be a woman to man, right? So I'm thinking trans woman. Yes. A trans woman can have a female penis. In other words, women can have penises too.
Okay. Back.
What about the
back
guy
to
with
the
the
fix
scrotum
on Star Trek? Okay.
Yes.
I know what my fix would be, and that would be Q snapping it out of existence because he's got
It
that
ain't gonna
power.
happen.
Bring him in.
Q
I
can't
know it's
snap.
not going
That's
to, but
racist.
That's how you fix it. Like Q comes in, like this is not the right timeline. Snap, and then it's back to normal.
I want Thanos to go and fix all this shit.
Or you just close it all down as its own timeline, or you attach it to the Kelvin timeline and set it to the side. And then you go back to doing what they were doing before by hiring a whole bunch of people that can actually do this and start making good Star Trek again, both in terms of television and film, and also comics, toys, the whole 9 yards. Same way with Star Wars. Soon as Kathleen and her people are done, yeah, we can go back to doing real Star Wars. I hope Mark Hamill is still with us so that we can at least fix some of this stuff. And then with Doctor Who's beyond fixable. You could easily just take everything that has happened up to this point in recent years with the current Doctor, and you can just okay, there's a way that we can do this to be able to make it manageable and still keep it within what we like about Doctor Who. That's a fixable thing. All of it's fixable.
They really need to revert the 60-year damage they did with that by turning the Time Lords into not only gene-stealing kid torturers, they need to just stop everything.
No, it's fixable. Here's what you do. Ready?
Yeah.
The Master lied. Ta-da! Fixed. Done.
Mm-hmm.
We're out the door, kids.
Or you just go super lazy, and the next start of the next season, it was all a dream. It was just a dream sequence.
We could go the Dallas route, but I mean, it's easier just to say that the Master had been working on the Doctor for years. Knew how the Doctor thought. Just straight up mentally just raked the Doctor over the coals and lied. That's all. Just straight up lied. Because everything we know is from the point of view of the Master. You're done.
For what we know, he could be sitting there in a chair in his own type of TARDIS reading a fictional book of his idea of how the Doctor's story laid out. And then he closes that book going, now back to reality.
By the way, I don't think we're supposed to be using the word master anymore. It's main bedroom, like in a house. Like
okay.
The main bedroom is the official enemy of the Doctor.
Well, I was just using it as another example of where the word master should be replaced.
Oh, the Daleks are versus the living room.
That was a real suggestion that came out, I don't know, last year. That's like a real thing.
Yes,
that they were.
It's a real thing, yeah.
It's a real thing.
I'm mocking it.
No, I just want to make sure everybody actually knows. Like, he's joking, but that's what they're trying to do. That's exactly what happened.
So if I get called a masturbator, I can correct them. Call me a main room baiter.
We shall call you Maestro.
I love to play the symphony of my pews.
Or shall we say, my stroke?
My stroke
Okay.
brings all the boys to the yard with one hand thrown.
Your new nickname is Pinto.
And your new name is Gremlin, because we're like Pinto and Gremlin. We don't go fast.
Yeah, Keith and I wanted to do the military thing and start giving everybody like nicknames.
Oh, can we call Yeti Foxtrots?
Oh, hey, I almost forgot. Gary, you know that you in the military you can no longer do knife hands at people because it shows aggression.
Oh God.
You can't knife hand at people.
Can we do Live Long and Prosper?
No, you can't do that either. But
what about Live Long and Scissor?
What is going to happen when somebody starts shooting at them?
Well, to be fair, you wouldn't.
They'll hold up a card.
No, but hold on though. You wouldn't knife hand someone that's shooting at you though, like Yeti.
No. Okay,
like, I don't know if you know
you're
what it's
so
used
delicate,
for.
you can't handle the knife hand. What's going to happen when somebody actually wants to kill you? That's
well,
what
you're gonna get a military issue Wile E. Coyote sign that either says you missed or I'm bleeding.
Okay. Gary, show him what knife hands is.
Yeah,
that's knife hands.
Yeah,
that's the code word for slap
You cannot do that. You cannot do that anymore in the military.
It's the drill sergeant's aerodynamically designed hand. It's designed to instruct, to direct, and to punish.
Yep, I can't do it anymore.
So you can spank with that hand?
Over there,
and it's an easy
Beat your
transition
face.
to their neck if you need to go further. You know what I mean? It's because
Then what about umpires? Umpires in baseball, they do that, but they do it sideways, but like you're safe.
I
So
bet
they can't do
they can't
do knife arms no more. So even baseball's
out of here.
Yeah. What about all those cheesy karate films where they're like, hey, and every clip on YouTube? That's
The
bad.
knife hand has been made illegal in martial arts.
Let me be honest with you anyway. In just about every single fight I've ever experienced, been in, seen, or anything like that, nobody throws a chop anyway.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
I
they
know.
don't.
See me.
I had a captain when I was a cop. He that was his big thing. Like behind his desk was a picture of him with this giant afro and his gi. And like every time we would do like training for like for whatever, like that was always his move. Like then you got to chop him in the neck every time. Like
Nah.
Oh yeah, no one ever did it.
No one ever does that. No. Besides, because the main reason is because if you keep your fingers outstretched like that, you're going to get your fingers broken.
Yeah.
God,
You mean all those
I don't
times
know
I
what
was
this
playing
is all
Ninja
coming
Turtles?
to. Like, if we're becoming that delicate, like how?
No, we're not. Yeah, it's the thing though. It's not weird that people discuss this and talk about how stupid it is because it has no actual. It's not hurting anyone. Knife hands aren't hurting anyone. It's the people, the 1%, the 2% maybe, like skim milk. Those are the ones that just want to be offended because they need something else to look at because they don't want to look at themselves.
Sure, I mean, that's one answer. My answer is like, how's your Mandarin? Like,
that's where I was going.
I eat at Mandarin. It's different.
Because I'm assuming whoever made that rule had to be in the military, and it's pretty high up in order to get that to go through.
Yeah, of course.
So if they are in control, I don't have a lot of faith in the defense. That's all I'm saying.
Did you guys see the post about the girl that tried to go after the RC statue by a custom builder? And they're doing it underneath a Sarkisian or Zoe Quinn about the boob armor again. And then she got but then she got corrected when they were literally saying, yeah, the military is actually revamping boob armor so it's a little bit easier fitting and more thing. And all of a sudden they just stopped talking. But they were going after a Transformer statue because RC had boob armor. Yeah, boob armor, and they were criticizing that. And I'm like, well, do you want to see robot nipples? You just go up to the robot nipples. It's like you got to do something. That they're robots. They're not real. It's not boobs in disguise.
Never avoid the nipples. You got to pay attention to them.
My vagina is
depends
fine.
on how long you've been in a relationship. Like after a month, you can just ignore those things completely.
As long as I don't get rust on my tongue, I'm good.
That's if you lick lower.
You ever had sex with a glower?
Wow.
Okay, this got very off track.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck is going on?
I don't know.
How about that new Shadow?
Yeah, I was going to bring it back and ask, what franchise do you think is the closest to actually being saved? What one can turn around the fastest?
Cobra Kai.
Doctor Who. Doctor Who.
Huh?
Trek would be a kick in that you could separate it. You could separate everything that's happened under Kurtzman and make it its own separate thing. But that means you still have to spend money to build all the sets, hire all the new people. With Doctor Who, all it would take would be just to say the Master lied and go on. That's it. You wouldn't have to spend any extra money. You could keep whatever cast you have as long as the showrunner's different and go on from there. That'd be it. That's even more.
Okay, but are they in a position to move that way with their current, I don't know, hierarchy of writers?
You mean right now?
They have no money.
You mean who's capable of doing it?
Yes,
right
who is
now?
capable?
Well, nobody's really in a position to do that right now. But if we're talking about who could actually do it the quickest, Doctor Who. Doctor Who could do that quicker than anybody else. Because with Star Wars, it would take a whole nother movie for fans to eventually come back and be either a movie or doing another season of The Mandalorian. For Star Trek, it's called a brand new television series where you clearly say that this is part of the original timeline post Star Trek Nemesis. There you go. But with Doctor Who, it's everything they're doing right now. All the sets are there. The costumes, everything's there. All you got to do is have a character turn to the television and say, the Master lied. And that's it. It's that simple. There is nobody else in that position to make it that simple.
The
Master lied.
What it comes down to is if they're willing to, and they're at the point where I don't even think they're willing to do the changes, because let's go with the whole thing. The BBC's losing money. People are canceling their TV licenses. What's probably going to happen is that they're going to stop with Doctor Who. They're going to probably do one more season. They're going to take a chance on whenever they're planning on doing this, and then it's going to fail. It's going to stop. It's probably going to shut down, and we're not going to see it for a few years if we're lucky. They don't have the capabilities with either quality writing, making it a show about escapism, and maintaining an audience not just who like the show, but maintaining an audience with their TV. That's the whole problem there. They're losing it on both fronts. It's not just the one show, it's everything.
Yeah, but not everybody's as stupid as CBS was to screw up having the 50th anniversary of Star Trek. Because they did nothing. God. Absolutely nothing. When Star Wars turns 50, you know that's going to be a major celebration. I'm telling you right now, that is going to be one of the biggest things Disney could ever do. Okay? But Star Trek, nothing.
Okay, but are they going to do it with some of the original cast, because they've been ignoring all the birthdays that anyone from the original trilogy. They just go with people in the sequels. They snub anyone.
When you get rid of Kathleen Kennedy and a good portion of the people that support her, you're going to see how easy it is to start getting back to where they should be. If they're functioning under the directive of Jon Favreau, stuff like that won't be happening in the future. They're going to basically honor everybody. Okay,
I hope so.
But especially, Jon Favreau is not going to try to drop the ball, and I'm pretty sure he'll be able to get help from someone like Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige's been itching at the bit to do something Star Wars related, and the only reason why he hasn't officially done anything yet is because he probably doesn't like KK either.
Nobody likes KK.
Oh yeah, he's probably not allowed right now.
She's growing on me.
He's gonna have to wait.
Like a fungus.
Don't insult fungus. Fungus is useful. KK hasn't done anything useful except screw things up.
And in terms of Star Trek, you know, I think that Viacom CBS is just going to need to, once they push Kurtzman out the door, and I'm sure they'll make a deal with him about merchandising and everything else. Oh, sure. We'll give you more percentage of all the merchandising based on all the stuff you've created, and then make sure that you never, ever see that again. That's exactly what I would do. It's like, you want more money? We'll give you more money. You want more of a percentage? Sure, we'll give you a percentage. We just won't make anything. Nobody will ever see any of this stuff again. That's exactly what I would tell him. Yeah, nobody is, but that's the deal that he would probably make. You know, because look, why do you think they have a new Star Trek movie on the way? That isn't just about. Oh yeah.
God.
This isn't just about JJ. This is Kurtzman, because Kurtzman is the official person for all Star Trek.
So
not
who's
just
doing
on
this film?
TV.
Kurtzman?
No, this will be a JJ film.
No,
but
another
Kurtzman's getting a percentage of it. See, you could basically the way the contract was written. Okay.
Thank you, Les Moonves.
That's right. Even though JJ would like to make another one, what has held up any new Star Trek film is that the way it's written is that Kurtzman is the chief guy for all Star Trek, not just the Star Trek you see on television. And he's been trying to work. He's been trying to convince Paramount and the powers that be above that his stuff would make good movies. He wants to do Discovery movies.
Oh no! I'm
out soon. No, if you
No.
start talking about that, I'm leaving right now.
No, please.
Like I
I'm
said-
reminded of Deadpool going back in time to kill baby Hitler.
Oh my God, no!
That's Les Moonves. That's how much he screwed everybody.
Hey, Keith.
What do they expect is going to happen when that movie comes out? Nobody's going to be going to the theaters. They won't even watch it when it's free on TV.
Look, that contract
Someone will.
basically obligated CBS to basically give Kurtzman a percentage of what he wants. He gets to do TV shows. He has to get a certain percentage of what he asked for. He has to have approved. Not we'll think about it. It has to be approved. That's the reason why Les Moonves is the biggest a-hole in all of entertainment, because he put out a contract that was meant to continue to screw Viacom and CBS forever.
That's going to fail. That's going to be such a massive flop. There's no way anybody's going to go to see anything related to Discovery. It's not going to happen. I mean,
that's the rumor that I keep hearing is that they may try to tie in any future Star Trek film, no matter who does it, whether it be JJ or anyone else, that they'll try to figure out a way of attaching it to the Discovery universe.
God. Okay, but they've got to see the numbers, because we know it's failing.
Kurtzman doesn't care. He gets paid based on the stuff that he's doing. He has no incentive to change.
Oh my
That's
God.
what it
They're
comes
not
down
selling
to.
toys. They haven't been selling toys for a while. No incentive. They don't care.
And his money comes from the fact of the stuff that he creates. So he has no incentive to go back to the way things were. That's the reason why everything on Discovery, whether related to, I should say, everything that you have on Star Trek Discovery, Star Trek Picard, or any other show, that's the reason why if you go and do anything that happens based on, say, like The Next Generation, it has to look different, because that's the only way he's getting paid. You cannot merchandise anything that you do not have some investment in or that you don't get a percentage of. He gets nothing from any of the stuff that occurred or that was created prior to him coming on the scene. So he has to change and alter anything else. That's the reason why the costumes have to look different. That's the reason why the Klingons look different. He has to change it all in order to get a percentage. It's the same deal that JJ had initially just with the movies. That's the reason why he tried to get CBS to not sell any of the classic toys.
Okay, can I ask you? Do you know what is securing him in that contract? Because he's got to have some. Okay, so what is protecting him?
Okay, if he gets fired before he's done, Viacom has to give him enough money to make him one of the richest people in entertainment.
Does Viacom even have that much money?
Doesn't matter. He gets a percentage of whatever they got going
I will
in.
tell you, it does not, because otherwise Sherry Redstone would have pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're stuck between a rock and a broke place at this point.
Yeah,
basically.
But what would be the difference with how much money they're losing and how much damage they're doing to the franchise? Because they've run it into the ground.
I said that in season 2, but that is a contract that was really well done. Les Moonves found the right people to craft that, and he screwed Sherry Redstone so bad, and that's really what he wanted. He wanted to screw her really bad, and he did it.
Revenge.
I think this is great, but like we brought up something before, and I wanted to actually hear about it. Was The Shadow and their anniversary coming up? Because I know they're doing a rework of the comic. Is that right?
The actual anniversary happened last month, so we've reached 90 years of The Shadow.
Jesus.
Because he even predates Superman and Batman.
Yep.
So James Patterson, the author, has now been commissioned to do an updated, reworked version of The Shadow. And he's got a new book coming out that'll go towards that. And it is it's going to be interesting.
Here's a little breaking news. Phil Labonte is on Timcast right now. Just shouted out Doomcock.
Oh, who's Phil Labonte?
He also said that our Ryan Johnson needs to be put on trial for what he did to Star Wars.
Okay, who's Phil
For
Labonte?
war crimes, because it's Star Wars. War crimes.
It's not about war. We just used that word.
Oh my God, you guys can't answer a fucking question, can you?
What's your
What was the
question
question?
again?
I said, who's Phil Labonte?
That's a good question.
Who's
Yeah,
Phil
see?
Labonte?
I don't know.
You don't know who Phil Labonte is?
No.
No,
I
me
don't
either.
even-
That's why I'm waiting.
He's-
Who's
he's-
Phil Padante?
He's an American musician.
For a band? Like, is he a solo?
With the
He's
metalcore,
also a
all that
former Marine.
remains.
What does he
He's a
play?
former Marine.
He's
Well,
the
I
lead
wasn't
singer
in
of
the
All That
Marines.
Remains.
Oh God, no wonder I don't know who that is.
What the fuck is that?
It's a band
It's
name?
a shitty band.
What? Okay. Well, not newscast at 11. All right, I'm out.
But he shouted out Doomcock?
Yeah, he shouted out Doomcock and said that Ryan Johnson needs to go on trial for Star Wars.
Oh, awesome. I'm sure Doomcock's happy.
I am.
Look, go ahead, Yeti.
Oh, I was just gonna say, it looks like Netflix is making some big moves and picking up a couple huge franchises. Like,
yes,
they're
not a
trying
good
to.
move.
You don't think this is going to be good?
No, it's not. It's
Why?
no. Okay. Let's look at their track record when it comes to things in real life anime properties. Full Metal Alchemist was okay. Then let's go to Death Note. You guys are forgetting the real life shit properties they have done with anime when they bought the rights.
True.
Godzilla, even the Godzilla, the Cell animated 3D series was okay, but it
People
wasn't
liked it.
spectacular. I know. I'm not saying. I'm saying it was okay. I'm saying people did like
The
it. I
Ghost in the
enjoyed
Shell
it.
was I wanted to like Ghost in the Shell, but that show kept falling down.
They keep redoing the same story. It feels like. So when I see Gundam, it's going to be a lot of overly done CGI. But it's going to end up like Wing Commander. That's my feeling on this. The same thing they just paid a lot for the Knives Out stuff, as well as to Sony for the Spider-Man Marvel properties.
Okay,
right?
nothing could be as bad as Wing Commander. Okay, the big giant rubber cat,
Battlefield
and
Earth.
Pilgrim, and
Yeah,
that was
Battlefield
that was-
Earth.
John Travolta in Dreads, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember bad movies. Do you know what I want? I would love a series or in Screamers.
Hey, before you run with this, okay? Let me
running.
go through real quick. Okay. Battlefield Earth. Okay. Let me get back to that. If you guys have not seen Media Zealot, you guys need to watch Media Zealot on YouTube. He is hilarious. He does these he does these civilizations too stupid to exist, and corporations too stupid to exist, and villains too stupid to exist, etc., etc. The latest one he did was Sauron from Lord of the Rings, but he did do. He's done a lot of them. He's done the necromongers from Riddick and all these others, and he explains why they're stupid, why they're so stupid they couldn't possibly exist as an organization. And he even does the fucking Kryptonians, which I laughed my ass off about after I saw. But good stuff, though. You need to check it out.
I looked him up. I'll check him out later.
He's very
Media
funny.
zealot. Okay.
Media zealot.
I fake looked him up and fake subscribed to him.
Gary, you're such a fake.
I'm a phony. I'm a big fat phony.
Plastic man.
I know this guy is also working on a series for Why the Last Man, so he's getting into several different comic that type of property.
Oh, you mean Brian K. Vaughan?
Yeah, Brian K. Vaughan.
Yeah, that's the guy that did all that. Brian K. Vaughan is one of those comic book guys that's been around, and he's had a lot of success.
Mm-hmm.
I like a lot of what he does. I don't know which way he's going to go with this. I'd like to think that it's going to be good. I want to hope that it's going to be good. But again, Fat Steven brings up some points. You know, you can't get past that stuff.
No, you can't. And Soul brought up another one, Dragon Ball Z Evolution. Anime to real life has always been a very thin line of good versus what the fuck am I watching? So you get to as much as this sounds great, I think this is a noose that's been wrapped in money, and I can't give it any more hope.
Not seem. Sorry, you were finishing. Sorry.
No, I always finish when you're talking. That's how I know I'm good. I yeasted all over. But what I was trying to say is, like, this, as much as people might be excited, and if you guys who know it's a Gundam and follows, it's a Gundam, right? He also builds these models. He's a big Gundam person. When he saw that, he did the same reaction I did, because this is a red flag. It could turn out like a Death Note. It could turn out half-assed good. But if they're not living up to the expectations of what Gundam has already built, what robot mechs have already built, all of that stuff, it could turn on them, the whole community of these people, the fans.
True.
And that's Netflix's big problem with this. If they don't go in caring, they don't go in at least respecting the lore and the characters to a certain point, they will have hell coming down on them they have never seen before. It'll be tiny little paint brushes and tiny little things of paint and a whole lot of rage.
Yeah, I agree with you there. The only thing I can come back to is I think it would be easier to adapt than say Death Note was, because that was a whole lot of stuff they just slammed into one movie.
Mm-hmm.
And this might have a bit more leeway in how you can make it resonate on the film itself. And that's what I'm hoping for, because it'd be very cool to see giant robots fighting.
You want to see that? You know what? You go find a clip about Japan. They built a giant Gundam. You already got that. You don't need Netflix trying to fart all over it.
Yep. Or just adapt the original fucking Gundams over, and
Yeah, but
T-shirt,
you're a Voltron fan, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's go about Netflix's Voltron and how that was. And so you see, you already went the So now picture that kind of adaptation to Gundam. You have to look at their track record.
True. But
I'm not saying it's going to be
that are good. They do a few things that are good.
Yeah.
I like their version of Baki. Baki is really good.
It is.
Kengan Asura is really, really good. But
No Game No Life was good, but this is real. This is adapting to real life. The real life has been abysmal.
Yeah,
very abysmal.
That's not.
And
good.
if we're also talking about this, he felt the same way about the Metal Gear movie that we're supposed to be also getting, which is another has a giant mech in it.
I'm just going to say that the guy directed Kong Skull Island, so he's had some experience.
I'm out.
There's things I really disliked, but he had experience with the giant monsters, and the effects were decent. There's a whole lot I had issues with that because it was just nonstop shaky cam, and it just made it very hard to watch. But maybe he learns. I don't know.
Wait, what are you talking about? Sorry, I was looking at something.
It's just my biggest warning for this is don't go in with expectation.
Okay, so
like Star Wars, it's garbage.
No one's going to tell me what.
Avoid optimism bias.
We're talking live action Gundam.
What the fuck is a Gundam? Is that the things underwater in the Phantom Menace?
No, that's a gun.
Look, it's a
Wait,
giant
are y'all
robot.
serious? Oh, that thing? Oh, dude, this whole time I thought they were talking about Gungans, like in a Phantom Menace.
That's Gungans.
I was like, that's gonna be a weird show.
So you're
Because
saying
people were talking about like
hoping-
all the CGI that's gonna take. Well, yeah, dude, like, they live underwater and they're like,
Wait, we're talking
Me,
about
it's
giant
so
mechs.
crazy.
Wait, we were talking about mechs, and you were picturing like giant ass Jar Jar Binkses
Oh,
everywhere.
I wasn't actually listening to you guys,
Pardon?
but
Thank you, German.
Night, German.
Pardon?
I think they were saying bye to
German
one of the
Nightmare
people
is
in there.
leaving. 4 a.m.
Oh,
Thanks for watching.
thanks for coming out.
But guys, we have been on stream for almost 3 hours now. This has
Apparently I
been
have to
an
go to the
absolute
corner.
blast.
In the corner.
So I didn't hear what you said, Mad.
oh, I said apparently I have to go to the corner now.
Oh,
Sorry, I didn't know what Gundam was, and it
No,
wasn't
I'm not putting in the
Gungans.
corner, but I'm just trying to see
You
what's
offended
going
us.
on in your head. All you see is a giant bunch of Jar Jars running around, and by Netflix
Yeah, like-
purchased a whole bunch of Jar Jars.
Well, no, not a whole bunch of Jar Jars. Like they had other Gungans in the movie. Like I just
Yeah, but-
figured it would be a movie about Gungans fighting Gungans underwater to Gunganize. I don't know, whatever.
Gungans roll out.
Gunganize.
I'm just kidding, man.
Gun
But
guns.
yeah.
Roll
I
out.
killed your joke. I just killed your joke. 'cause I saw
Honestly,
where you're
like
going with that.
the movie I had in my head about Gungans actually sounds far more interesting than your robot thing. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
Either way, like the song Gangnam Style was playing over the whole thing. Like the entire soundtrack was gonna be John Williams doing an interpretation of Gangnam Style.
No.
He's
No,
actually
nobody-
hitting 90 and retiring. Actually, I think his last concert's going to be in Boston because
Well, I mean, what a way to go out if he did a Gangnam
Oh, come
Style.
on. He's got to do another Indiana Jones film.
As what?
No, he doesn't.
Fleabag, Fleabag. Oh, it's gonna be a Broadway music star. Fleabag, Fleabag.
Okay, guys.
Man, woman, penis. Man, woman, penis.
I think it's about time to close down. It's getting to that time of the night where we just go a little nuts, and I think this
In
is
your mouth.
What makes you think that? Like, was it the Gangnam thing?
It was.
Picturing John
Gungans.
Williams doing a Gangnam Style remix.
It's Gungans doing It's a Gundam. Okay.
Plus, before I go to bed, I want to see this new Godzilla anime trailer that's coming
do?
to Netflix. Yeah.
Another one.
Is it the third season or is it?
This is actually produced by Toho. So
But how
I'm
many-
interested to see what they
Really?
did.
Really?
Because the last ones they did were terrible.
Oh shit!
That were
So-
Godzilla Planet or whatever the fuck that
Yeah.
was.
Oh, Planet
Planet of
Godzilla.
Godzilla.
or some shit.
Fucking hated it. Hated it. I enjoyed the Ultraman series.
Yeah, the Ultraman
That
was
was good.
But
Oh,
the
no.
Godzilla trailer, I just saw a glimpse of it on Twitter with no audio, and it was looking pretty badass. So I'm like, oh shit, I want to see this.
Cool.
Here, I'll share
Okay.
the link with you guys.
I'm gonna make a homunculus.
but-
I mean, don't do it on my behalf.
here.
Who got someone claimed when they played the raid scene? Who was that?
Oh,
Yeah, that was who wasn't it, Matt?
Huh? I was there.
Hey, wasn't that you playing it on? Was that you? That was Mackany on Runner's channel.
No, Mac and we may have both encouraged him to check out the raid.
Yeah, but yeah.
I
You
still
Well, I
guys-
was,
recommend
was that the one I was at? Because I was talking about it too.
Oh no, you weren't.
Someone
there.
recently.
No, this was way before
Yeah,
we met you.
yeah, recently, because like that's always the thing we go to, like when we want to get some claims.
Sorry, Keith. Good night. I apologize.
Keith has to take off. So,
Good night, Keith.
is there anything you want to say before you
Bye,
leave?
everyone.
Keith.
Yeah,
Follow me back
Stacey,
on
You know
Twitter.
what?
Talk about our channel, Keith. Put him up on the screen. Big picture of that
Make
that drawing I
him
did.
big.
You know what? Pop Culture Minefield, here to serve your needs, hosted by Mr. Gary Cassell and myself, the Keith. I am I am happy to always do all this stuff with all you guys. You guys are phenomenal. Yeti, thank you again for hosting. Fat Steven, you know how awesome you guys are.
Oh, stop, you big daddy. He's making me smile. Here, he's so cute. He is smart. Got pants.
You kill me. You kill me.
Got me all yeasty in my groin.
Anyway, T-shirt, Mad Bardigan, you guys are phenomenal as always. Really cool.
Follow me back on Twitter, and then I'll believe you.
Okay, I'll follow you back.
Likes me better.
Start being funny, and then he might follow you.
Oh. Hey Keith. Hey
Don't
Keith.
worry, Yeti's still trying to be funny. It's only been 6
Gary
months.
really liked one of our comments tonight on Twitter. So the other Gary.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's Gary.
Thank you.
Anyway, buddy, you have a good night, and thanks for being here, man.
Hey, thank you very much.
Bye, Keith.
You guys have a good one.
You
Take
too,
it
Steve.
easy.
Thanks for coming.
Don't trip in the shop.
But yeah, I'm getting pretty tired, so I think it's time to close things out. So, Mad, why don't you tell them what you have going on this week?
Oh, yeah. Hey, this week, Tuesday, I don't think our channel is going to be back by tomorrow. So we'll be over on our live channel that nobody ever goes to. And we won't be doing Street Smosh. We're just going to be messing around with some new ideas we have. We have a new show that we're going to be doing called The Last Best Opinion. It's the 257th panel. We'll be talking about the same topics, except like all of ours are going to be from like last year. So it's going to be funny. It's going to be good. And we're preparing for the first annual Smarties, which is an award ceremony. We'll be doing that in about a month, I think, is when we're hoping to get back on track on our normal channel after the WB removes its cock. And we'll, yeah. Other than that, what else I got this week? I think that's about it, really.
Crabs.
The link is in the chat. It's also in the description, as is everyone who has been on this panel tonight.
Oh, also, yeah. Also,
I checked. You liar.
I'm
no,
going
I put
to,
yours in.
I'm going to
Once
be
you
doing a
jumped on.
7-minute daily video where it's not daily. I haven't even done it yet. But I will do it like at least once a week, twice, and where I review Culture Casino's 6-minute daily video, and yeah, it'll be a minute longer, so it will be better. That's it for
More
me.
better, as my brother would say.
Fat Steven, what do you have going on this week?
All right. Well, tomorrow we're going to be on Eris of Chaos's channel for the comic book roundtable. I am continuing.
Me.
I have no. We had the guest thing that happened this last week was the first time ever. So I will. And then we already were. Okay, you know what? There's no ring on my finger, so stop talking about like an ex-wife. Okay. Are you done?
Why would you still have your ring on after you're divorced?
Because I didn't make her choke on it. But in the mornings, it's been a switch between Outriders and Fortnite. We're having Amanda as well as Explorer sometimes does these. Even Ords is joining us lately for morning streams with gaming and screaming. Other than that, I'm usually handing it down with Lorena on the lunch table on Fridays at 12 noon Easterns. The Welcome to Flores on Sundays. Gaming with Ords on Friday and Sundays as well. And then we have the Pop Culture Minefield crew doing TGIFs on Fridays. We have the anime show on Wednesday. And I'm going to try and score Keith for the... I love you too, man. Keep giggling with your little gungans. You know you just want to talk about them. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming on.
I wasn't giggling at all, dude. I was not listening.
That was you giggling. That was
no, it really wasn't.
I can hear you blushing.
Okay,
it's not you.
It wasn't.
Who was giggling?
Oh, I was because of what Wendy just said.
You're a little bastard.
You didn't.
Sorry,
you
man.
didn't
I
catch
retake
that?
it.
Longer is good, but girth is good too.
I like having a girthy beer with every meal.
My nickname in high school was Soup Can.
I thought it was disappointed.
Okay, Gary, what do you have going on this week?
Same thing as Keith. The exact same thing.
Okay.
We're going to be working with Steven and the rest of you guys that want to come to
Thank
do
you.
the the animation show with Steven, which is the studios that made us. You know, we're going to talk about all the shows that we loved growing up. Not just anime, but regular animated shows. Saturday morning, what have you, afternoon, doesn't matter. And then Friday, this Friday, I'm going to have you guys, and Matt, you're invited because you're part of our team now.
He doesn't watch cartoons.
TGIF, which our guest this week is film director Robert Meyer. Oh, wait, no. Ian David Diaz this week.
Ian David Diaz?
Yeah, look him up. He's done some interesting stuff. He's a limey, so he's got a bit of an accent, you know.
Oh.
And he'll be on the show. And we've had him on. Keith and I had him on before. Really funny guy. He goes on a lot of podcasts. Just a very likable person.
Mm-hmm.
And then, are we doing anything this Saturday, Stephen?
We can try.
I have a note in my calendar.
We can try something Saturday, but I really want to talk to Keith when he has time doing the whole, the whole thing about the Spider-Man in the studios, and I want to have him actually story tell that.
I have a thing here on my calendar. It says 11 a.m. Saturday, Fat Steven Seagal.
Yeah, we got Grimm, don't we?
With the Grimasaur stuff. That's if
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So we'll be doing that too this coming Saturday, 11 o'clock in the morning, Central Standard Time.
I'm excited about that one.
Wendy
Has
was in
anyone
the Air
reached out
Force.
to him?
I thought that was your
And
job.
Wendy,
You want me to?
I bet you don't know how to shoot a back azimuth or a 3-digit grid coordinate.
A 3-digit grid
coordinate.
You people are fucking weird.
Military types.
Yeah, I thought just bring it up because I know we've got two military guys on the panel right now, so I found that interesting. Anyways, T-shirt, what do you have going on this week?
Well, hopefully I'm going to make it to the Wednesday show. Gary's probably going to cut me out of the Friday show. And
I'm not cutting you out. I love having you on. You just I gotta
work.
teach kids.
I work, bro. I work.
Yeti's usually pushing the cut.
children.
Yeti's pushing the cutoff. That's what we heard. He has a big notepad. If let's just cut him off this Friday, if it doesn't work that Friday, he goes to the next Friday. It's on his calendar to remind us.
But I will be there for Grimm on Saturday for sure.
Of course, you are.
And
you are the
Wednesday
mediator.
too, right? For the animation.
I'm going to do my
Steve?
best. I can't promise, but I will try.
Okay.
Okay. Well, first, I want to thank the panel because this has been an absolutely fantastic discussion. I think probably one of the best that we had on multiple subjects that was a lot of fun. And thank you to the chat because you guys are fantastic. I said
Why did you say fake you? No, you didn't.
I said thank you. It was
Thank you.
Oh, I love this chat. It's why I keep coming back just to get harassed by these assholes.
What do you mean keep coming back? We're on your channel, Yeti.
Well, we are. We didn't go anywhere. Just make sure you show
I
up
guess
to
I could
our
just
channel.
boot you
Just make sure
all.
you show up to our channels for our shows, okay?
God, dude.
I really
Is
do
Twitter
think
not
it'd be funny
enough?
is if you start a chat and then pretend like you locked us in and leave.
I mean,
And we're like, okay, get out.
I tried to stay away. It was supposed to be my night off, and I did it for about 2 hours.
I
and
don't
was
get.
like,
I don't get you.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone promote themselves as much as you do on your own channel. Normally, it's for the guests, but yet he's like, "Don't forget to subscribe to my channel."
Well, he's a selfish.
What did I
poser.
just say? I didn't say it. I was thanking
You were
everybody
getting
in
to
the
it.
chat.
I
'cause
mean,
they're awesome.
it's like Jesus Christ. Gina's following me. Oh my God.
Gina's following me. This check mark's following me. Hey, Santa
This
Claus
guy,
is even following
he
me.
sent-
The
I
Tooth
this guy-
Fairy sent me a
No,
message.
let me tell you what he does, right? Because he'll send me his tweet like, "Hey, check out this tweet, man. It's
That's what he
already
does in our own
blowing up."
chats.
Yeah, no, he's like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
it's
this
like,
tweet here."
hey, read my tweet. It's like, I read your.
Okay.
I already subscribed to you, but no,
Man,
no,
I
no,
said
no,
that
no,
because of
maybe
our
he just doesn't
discussion
understand
yesterday.
how the internet works. I don't know.
Wait, but then you click on that tweet he just shared, and it shows him thanking them and showing a link to his YouTube, and it's on every one of those people that he just showed he retweeted. So not only do we get to see who retweeted him, we get to see that he told them where to find him 80
Yeah,
times.
right.
Hey, Yeti,
I will
do you
make
feel shit on
screenshots.
yet?
I
It's
will
called
make
marketing. You
screenshots.
should learn how
That's
to
not
do
marketing. That's like, hi, come see me talk about
Yeah,
shit.
That's called
thirsty.
marketing.
That's not marketing. That's prostitution at this point.
And
Yeah,
this shitting
that's
on
called
Yeti
marketing.
was brought to you by Parker Brothers.
If you don't say sorry, it's still shitting on Yeti.
You're the leprechaun of Twitter. You luck out so often with your fucking tweets.
He's the Alex Kurtzman of the internet.
He's like a chronic masturbator of look who saw me, look how I'm done.
That's called skill. Get some.
My God.
Yeah.
No,
good.
it's not
I
skill.
got it all. It's all over my keyboard.
You know, we
Look
give
at
you
my
a hard
ego.
time,
It's all
Yeti, but
sticky.
you know we love you and we like doing these shows with you.
He doesn't
There's
speak
so
for
much-
everyone. Yeti, listen.
There's so
Listen,
much yeast on my keyboard.
Just because every topic that's trending, you send out a tweet, and out of the 97 of them, one for whatever reason goes viral. You're like, yeah, man, I got this shit down.
Oh,
Like he
my-
sends me messages. He'll be like, check out this one, dude. Didn't even try.
Wait, this,
Didn't
wait, this.
even try.
Wait, Matt, I got a better one. What do you think about this topic? Well, it has 500 likes on Twitter. I love you, Yeti, so much. Like, I'm just fucking with you. We love shitting on you. So, thank you for having us. It's probably our last week. I'm gonna have to find a new animal.
It's like the second time I've been on here, I'm already gonna get kicked out.
You guys remind me of those dogs that just hump every stuffed animal in the house.
You mean your
What,
dog that
Yeti?
humps that one animal?
It's one stuffed animal and one fucking dog. You
So
guys are fucking whores with stuffed animals.
Hey, did you want to see who retweeted my whore hump?
No.
I think the funniest part about all this is people leave as soon as we start saying we're going to close it out, but they miss some of the best stuff because it just
Don't
gets
say we're
weird.
gonna. Don't say we're gonna close it out.
Well, how else do I give you guys the floor?
Right?
You
Look,
talk in private chat.
Yeah, we went from 29 to 18.
No, listen, like this is the point. This is how we kind of do it. Like what you want to do is you want to provide your ride and die chat like something special. So yeah, you're like, okay, we're gonna wrap it up, everybody, and then everybody's gonna leave when people start doing their promotions, and then you get to the good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
people that
Matt, can you
stay-
put that on Twitter so I can retweet you, and then you can retweet me retweeting you, so I can tell Yeti about it later?
Yeah, see, I find that funny when I do that. I retweet somebody else's tweet, and then they retweet that I retweeted it, and then I retweet that they retweeted it with a comment.
I have a one.
I heard you like
retweet
retweets,
tweet.
so I retweeted your retweet with a quote tweet while retweeting your quote
Yeah,
tweet.
Yeti, if I can finish that joke I was setting up. So the point of like the people that are left behind right after the thing, those are your ride or die. Those are the ones that will drink the Kool-Aid no matter what. And that's the ones that you want to focus on. The ones that are like, yeah, sure, I'll take a cup. Maybe
I'll
there will be a
retweet that
UFO
right
behind
now.
an asteroid.
Retweeting.
Yeah, I believe we're all going to Valhalla together. I'll give you some of that Kool-Aid. We love you guys.
Is that going to be a retweet?
Oh my god.
You should just make a whole new bot for your channel that's called Look Who Retweeted Me bot. You know, just
Okay, well, the one to give myself a little credit here, we had a conversation backstage with Mad, and he was telling me about all this luck, and so like, okay, I think this one blew up. So I was just trying to show him what happened, and, and now it sounds like an asshole.
you do sound like an asshole. But that's why we love you.
Look, I technically, I think I basically told most of the truth when I said that.
I know most of the truth. It's just I sound like a complete asshole.
Look, like my granddaddy
Boundary.
always said. Like my granddaddy always said,
Egotistical.
never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Unless you like your own tweet.
So everyone, if you haven't already seen my Snyder Cut roast, I spent a lot of time. So check that out after, because
That's weird. You do a roast by yourself.
Yeah, you lost a follower from that.
Like, don't you
did.
usually have a Dagus, like a Deus? Deus, is that it?
The Dias, right?
A Deus, that's it.
Deus.
Yeah.
You can
Deus.
say
Yeah,
Deus.
yeah.
It's not
these
Deus
are my
Ex. What is
short
this?
form videos.
Huh?
If you
It's
go,
DAIS.
MIDDLE space
Well,
FINGER.
now that we figured that out, I can get back to what I was saying. Like, what you do it by yourself. I never watch your content unless I'm on it. But like, do
We
So now you're
made
not coming on,
500
now that I know
YouTube
you're
accounts. Matt, the secret is we made 500 YouTube accounts. Though half of Yeti's subs are all us in different forms. There's Gary A, Gary B, Gary C, Gary D, Gary.
no, but like, why don't you have a Deus for that, dude?
because
For
these
the
are my
roast,
short
yeah.
form videos that I
Can't spell
script out.
Deus.
You write that shit?
Yes.
Oh, now I'm gonna go check it out. I bet it's fantastic.
Yeah, go check out that roast because
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time crafting this and I put all the videos together. So, take a look.
Is
'Cause-
it cool if I
Yeah.
roast your roast?
Go for it, because he asked us
Go
for
for
jokes
it.
that were funny inside the other chat.
God, I hate you guys. I'm going to murder you slowly.
You can't even spell murder slowly.
What we should do one night is get together and watch one of Yeti's roasts on YouTube
I
Live.
can't afford an IV.
And do like we did with that really bad Monster Hunter movie and just roast it.
Or we can
eat
go
that
around
bit.
and
You
do a
wanna
video
eat that
from
bit?
each, doing a video from each channel.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Oh yeah,
You'll never be able to show it on
Hey,
YouTube,
stop,
God,
stop,
mine's
stop,
only
stop.
a minute long.
Stop. Save this for afterwards. You don't want one of these weirdos in the chat to steal the idea for their
I
channel.
think the terminology you use is goblins.
Goblins.
Well, I don't know. This isn't my chat. I don't know this chat.
Yeah, but
Wendy
you're still laughing
Vega.
at the thought of going goblins.
Goblins.
See, look,
Anyway,
turns out the camera to
Wendy,
giggle. Look.
Sean, Kate, Offnix. Let's see who else is still here with us. Taylor. You
Offnix.
guys have a great night. Thanks for coming and watching the show.
I peed.
We deeply
Wow.
appreciate it.
Yeti can't even close out his own.
Yeti, do your thing in this.
Yeah, well, I was
motherfucker.
going to, but now I don't want to because you just said.
All right, let's get out the fart
You know,
soundboard.
I don't like this. I don't like being told what.
I'll
to
get
do.
the voice changer. That way.
Okay, hold on. Hold
I was just clearing the field for you, buddy. You do what you want.
Okay, guys. Everyone have a good night. And
I love you.
Most random outro.
Goblins.
Oh wait, it's because we talked about Sylvester Stallone for 5 minutes, right?
More like an hour.
I'm not sure why it is that he always keeps putting the Braveheart thing on the end.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't get it.
I
What is
don't know why he